And this is where MAGA comes to talk. Welcome, one and all, to the program. We've got so much to cover today on the show. I'm going to start the show soon. I'm just setting up, but this right now. But I've got some super big stories that I'm going to be covering and opening with. Hope everyone had a great weekend. If you are new, you will want to subscribe. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Welcome, everyone. Yes, yes. We're going to be starting a little earlier than normal today. And that's just because I'm ready to go. I got home quicker than I normally would. Tennessee, welcome, Tennessee. Oh, gosh darn it. Welcome, everyone. Whoa. What's up? What happened there, Coca-Cola? Coca-Cola just jumped on the back of the green screen. That could have been a disaster. Oh, man. Yeah. Okay. All right, we will be going live in just a couple of minutes. Welcome, everyone. I got a big story that I'm going to be opening with. Let me go turn the air down. It's a little hot. I turn the ceiling fan on. Okay. Let's check the audio. Now, if you want to see and hear all the audio I share, okay, you need to go to the mainstream. And the mainstream link, it's right here on YouTube, is linked in the description of the video. So if you click that link, it will take you right there, guys, okay? Because I'm going to start that stream now. And to see and hear the visuals, the audio, and the video I share, you have to go to the mainstream. I know it's Monday already. All right. Well, since I have no days off, the days blend together. I mean, it gets nuts. Welcome to the program, everyone. My name is Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. Oh, man, there's been some major developments and some stories. We're going to cover as much as I possibly can today and take your calls. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, please like the video. We're going to jump right into it. You know, the president has them all upset because he's ridding these blue cities of crime. He's sending the feds and the army into Portland, into Chicago. We'll cover some of that today. And President Trump, he posted, make crime illegal again. And that President Trump is so great with the slogans, make crime illegal again. And yeah, they certainly have made it legal in blue cities, the Democrats, and he's righting that wrong. So I'm going to jump right into it. I had a story that I mentioned on my podcast yesterday, and now we've got the major developments from it. Now, we know that the president was sabotaged by lunatic liberals at the United Nations. Well, a Trump administration official was actually attacked in a bathroom. And the media have been covering up this story. And now this morning, we have a lot of details. And I'm going to go through those early on. There's actually been an arrest. Got a couple of stories. Here's the first one. WHAM TV 13 ABC News. Woman arrested after Trump administration official assaulted during UN General Assembly. I've got two stories that I'm going to share. Each of them gives us a little more detail than the other. A 62-year, this story, total media blackout. I'm reading it from channel 13, okay? A 62-year-old woman was arrested Friday after a member of the Trump administration was physically assaulted inside the United Nations during the UN General Assembly in New York. In a statement obtained by the National News Desk, the New York Police Department identified the suspect as Patricia Shu. She was charged with assault and harassment. Well, I think they need to add to those charges. Police said the incident occurred at the event at the UN Thursday, shortly before 6 p.m. You see, this is more leftist violence. Liberals are attacking all over this country. Upon arrival, officers located a 41-year-old female with complaints of pain and swelling to their face and right eye. The victim was treated on scene by EMS. Police say the investigation is ongoing. A Secret Service spokesperson told the National News Desk the Secret Service is aware of the reported assault on a U.S. delegate, right? Because this happened at the United Nations. Violence of any kind is never acceptable, and we are reviewing the situation to determine whether there's any protective intelligence nexus, the spokesman said in a statement. The Secret Service appreciates our partners for their response during this incident. Fox News said the official who was attacked this is the Trump official who was attacked. Fox News reports that the Trump official who was attacked works in international relations for the Department of Health and Human Services, adding that the staffer was at the event serving in a support role for Health and Human Services Secretary Bobby Kennedy. An HHS official this is what happened. Listen to this. This is frightening. By the way, if you're watching on the live stream with the green behind me, if you want to see the articles, watch the videos, and hear the audio that I play, you need to go to my mainstream. There's a direct link to my mainstream in the description of that video. That's if you're watching with the green behind me. An HHS official was followed into a bathroom, recorded, physically assaulted, and verbally accosted by a deranged leftist at the UN, who somehow entered the venue past multiple layers of security, says White House Deputy Press Secretary Anna Kelly. Thankfully, the official is safe and the lunatic was arrested, but this is part of a disturbing and dangerous set of failures by the UN after their sabotage of President Trump ahead of and during the speech, the statement noted. Fox News spoke to the staffer who was attacked. She said the incident felt very political in nature, no doubt about that. Secretary Kennedy gets a tremendous number of bows and arrows and threats that he deals with, but it seems that it's not enough and it's trickling down, she said, per the media outlet. The news comes, okay, then we've got a second story that gives us more information. This is from the Telegraph out of the UK. Trump official assaulted at UN by pro-Palestinian protester. This is, and by the way, all these stories that I'm sharing, this is from the Telegraph out of England. I have posted all these on my X, Brian Craig Show on X, and you can read these stories. Trump official assaulted at United Nations by pro-Palestinian protester. Administration claims a deranged leftist attacked an advisor to Robert Kennedy Jr. inside the UN building. So now we know, okay? We got a pro-Palestinian attacker on a Trump official at the United Nations. Where is this story in the news? I mean, how much liberal violence are they covering up that we don't know about yet? I mean, there's just, it's very dangerous to be MAGA right now. And that's why those of you that watch me regularly, you may have noticed, I've mentioned this a few times, I used to live stream out and about all the time. And I had a regular thing that I've done for many years where I would go to on Saturdays and Sundays, because the weekend I'm always, during the week I'm in the studio, and then on the weekends I like to be a little more casual, and I would go and live stream while I was having coffee at Starbucks on Saturday and Sunday mornings. I haven't done that since they assassinated Charlie Kirk because of incidents like this. It's not safe. If you'd like to call in, please do. If you're watching live, the number is pinned in the live stream. It's a toll-free call, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Little.
You're on
Florida.
the air. Yeah, okay, what's on your mind?
Hi.
Hey there. Yes, you called. You called me. What's on your mind?
I appreciate you do this in the morning early. I am a Megas, and I appreciate. Hello?
Yeah, you turn down the volume of whatever you're listening to me on in the background. There's a delay, so it's throwing you off. You got to listen on the phone, not on whatever you're listening to me on.
Yeah, you're right. I appreciate you you're doing this in the early in the morning, especially Megas and Update Earth, and I appreciate everyone that support you too.
Thank
you.
you.
And Megas, you know.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks so much.
Yeah, we love you so much.
All right, take care. All right, nice lady, nice lady. Starting the week off with somebody nice. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, hi. It's Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, what's up?
Not much. Are you going to talk about the shootings at the church?
Well, sure. It's in the news today. Absolutely. Hold on. Let me answer these other phones. I mean, you know, we know very little at this point in time. So, you know, as we get more information, I'll talk about it more. What we know, other than the facts of the incident, is that the evildoer in Michigan had a Stop Trump sign in his front yard. There's a story in the Gateway Pundit about that today.
Yeah, see, dude, it's either, you know, how about just let's pray for the victims? You know, it's like you just come out right away and just say, well, the guy in Michigan had a Stop Trump sign. And
well, I didn't come out and say anything. I had not even brought it up yet. You called in and you brought it up. You brought it up.
I did, but I brought it up, yeah.
And I told you we don't know very much right now, other than the facts of the god-awful incident. But since you brought it up, I commented on it. So, no, don't blame me. You're the one that brought it up and forced the conversation.
So who had the Stop Trump flag?
The killer. The killer had a Stop Trump
Which
sign
one?
in his front yard. The one in Michigan.
At the church.
Correct. It's in the Gateway Pundit this morning. Oh, you didn't know that, huh? Well, you know now. You don't know where to go now?
I don't know. Well, we haven't. Well, we still haven't had the FBI come out and.
No, they've been on the scene. No, they've been
shocking.
there. No, President Trump said they've been on the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, this call didn't go the way you were planning, did it?
Well, we don't know all the facts, though, do we?
Then why'd you call and bring it up? I didn't bring it up. I was talking about something else. What you were trying to do
was you
were trying to divert away from this deranged leftist that attacked a Trump official in a bathroom at the UN, and you brought this up as a distraction, and you didn't know what you were talking about. Now you're like, oh, what do I do now? Don't you feel stupid?
No, I was just.
Don't you feel stupid?
No, I don't actually.
Oh, really? So you're shameless.
Because you don't know all the facts.
Well, then if you notice, I didn't bring it up. Why do you think I didn't bring it up? I said we know very little about this, and you're out there. Well, why are you going to talk about the thing in Michigan? Don't blame me for this topic. You brought it up. I was talking about something completely different. Oh my goodness!
I know.
Why is a grown? Why is a grown? Explain to me. You're not a young man. You're not. Excuse me. You're not a young man. Why is a grown man like you not a Trump supporter? I'm really confused by this because at your age you should be wiser. Why are you not a Trump supporter?
Because he's a pedophile. That's why.
No, that's just your other attempt to end the conversation. You're a real sad. No. See, what you're trying to do now. This is amazing. You remember on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? They had that lifeline you could call and all that stuff. What you're doing is trying to get disconnected now. I want to hang up on you. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what did I just do? What did I just do? All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. Yes. What's on your mind? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Mo. I'm calling from Texas.
Hey, Texas.
Hey.
Oh, hold on a second. I'm going to answer these. The lines are ringing off the hook. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Texas.
Yeah, all right. I'm an African-American gentleman. I do construction.
Uh-huh.
And just want to say I support Trump. Trump's doing a great job.
Especially for the construction business, with all those illegal laborers taking construction jobs away from Americans, sending them back where they belong in their home country.
They got to go. There's like 40% of them that are in the construction industry. I think it's a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
They got to go.
That's right.
Open up the jobs for the Black American community.
How about just the American community?
Like
How about just the American community?
Well, definitely the American community. But, we all need jobs. My question here is for you. What do you think they're going to do about the cartel? Because I think that's a real big problem.
They're doing a big deal. They're blowing these cartel boats out of the water in the ocean. They shut down the southern border. So there's next to nothing coming through right now from the southern border. And I just read a story this morning that the military, some things leaked out that they're planning, they're training right now. The military are doing training to launch attacks on cartel locations throughout Latin America right now as we speak. So a lot's happening.
Sounds like a pretty good plan.
Yeah, it does. A lot's happening against the cartels. Quite a bit. Maybe that's why Pete Hegseth has all the generals and the admirals from around the world coming to Washington for this meeting with him and the president. Maybe we're going to, for the first time, change our military mission into defending the United States instead of all these places around the world and stop the drugs from coming into our great country.
Yeah, that would be a better use of our military funding to actually defend this country for a change.
Yeah. How crazy is that, huh? When's the last time that's happened?
To be honest with you, I think a lot of people didn't want it to happen, and I think Trump's the first one that's really stepping up and taking leadership to clean up this country. Well, great stuff, man. Keep up the good work, and I know Trump will keep up the good work as well.
No doubt. All right, take care from Texas. All right, if you want to call in, please do. If you're watching live, the number is pinned in the live chat. If you're watching on the live stream with the green behind me, to see the video and audio and images and everything I show, jump to my main stream and you can see and hear everything I play. And the link to my main stream is in the description of that video, guys. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Greg from New York.
Hey, Greg.
Guys, I just want to make a shout out to all the local law enforcement officers out there. If you receive an order from your boss not to respond to assist a federal officer if their life is in danger, you need to refuse that order. That's an illegal order.
Oh, hold on
How
a
you
second.
look at it,
Hold
but
on
I'm
a second.
telling you,
Hold on a second. There are police chiefs and sheriffs and stuff that are telling their officers not to respond to a call from assistance from federal officers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Unfortunately, we had an incident in Rochester, New York, where a mob was surrounding ICE that were doing an operation, and they ended up slicing ICE's tires on their vehicles.
Holy
Their
smokes.
own officers they pled with their boss, can we respond? They said no, and they ordered them to stand down.
Wow.
Now, I'm sure, look, I understand the pressure of, you got your pension, you got your job security, and it would be, pretty, dangerous to do something like to refuse an order. But, I mean, come on. If someone's in trouble, man, look, you got to go and help them out. Portland wouldn't be in this mess if they would have just allowed their officers to do any kind of crowd control, clear the roads, let them do what they're supposed to do. All right.
Well, I agree with what you're saying, and it's got awful that that's happening. But when you go to a city like Portland, you go to these big blue cities, everyone there's a liberal, right? Well, that's also true with the cops a lot of times,
Right. I did it for 25 years.
You think
You're talking to a retiree.
Yeah, but you're not important.
You're talking to a retiree.
You think the cops in Portland, Oregon, are not liberal? They're not Democrats. They're conservatives. What do you think? In Portland, we're talking about.
I working in a department in New York. Most of our officers are all of a conservative basis. They're all
really,
and most of them are family-oriented guys. Yeah. That's what I experienced personally. But listen, I'm sure there's a lot of officers in there that actually live by their jobs to do the right thing. I just cannot believe that these people would all stand down like this. You have your fellow officer in trouble. You got to go and help them out.
Is there are they like, how is this happening? Is that, what you started with is very good news. I mean, it's not good that it's happening. It's good that it's out there. That local police departments in these Democrat areas are being told by their superiors not to answer calls for assistance or backup from federal officers, in particular ICE officers and such. I mean, if this is over the air, I mean, they're announcing this is criminal activity, right? I mean, maybe you should get somehow get this information to Tom Homan.
We already did. We have our local radio guy here in Rochester already went with the story.
Yeah.
It's out there. I mean, I'm sure he knows about it. He's overwhelmed right now. I mean, look, it's Rochester, New York. It ain't New York City, okay? But it's one of the top. I'd say it's one of the biggest cities in New York State. As you work your way down next to Buffalo, right? I mean, I'm sure they know about it. But I want you to think of this. Imagine if that was you or me. Where do you draw the line? First, you're saying don't go and help out the feds.
Exactly.
Then what happens when you're the next person? Oh, it's that guy that does that radio show? No, don't go help him out.
Yeah, right? No, I hear you.
Where do you draw a line? Because you could start there, and then next it's you. Mm-hmm. And you're not getting assistance, and you're surrounded like you were talking about. You used to do your show, doing coffee, you're having a relaxing time. You say you can't do that anymore. Nope. Because of the environment that's happening to you.
Yep.
Well, man, it probably already happened. They probably went to that next level down to you.
Oh,
and it shouldn't happen like this. You shouldn't have to
for
be
the first time
and wondering if someone's going to come and help you.
For the first time in my broadcasting career, I have security now, and and I've never had it, and it's scary.
No matter what, always get security for yourself. Always make sure you take care of yourself wherever you go.
Don't worry about that.
God bless you.
All right, take care. Take care. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Little again.
It's one call. It's one call. It's one call per show. But you're new, so I'll give you a second helping. But it's one call per show. All right.
Okay, thank you, honey. Bye-bye.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. All right. Once, twice. You missed your chance. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Jeff again.
No, Jeff, it's one call per show. One call per show, all right? And you overextended your welcome with the nastiness of your first call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, Sean. I'm calling from Ohio.
Hey, Sean, what's on your mind?
I'm just calling to say I just can't believe I used to be a Democrat. I'm a Republican now. I voted for Trump. I just can't believe what's going on in this world today. I mean, Democrats are now like pro-Palestinian. They hate Jews.
Well, that part's not new. The Democrats have always hated Jews and been pro-Democrat. That's not new. That's not new. I'm sorry, sad to say.
I mean, this is just sad because a man won the presidency. We have to go through this, and the media is just propagating it all and just feeding us all this crap.
Mm-hmm.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
CNN, MSNBC, Joe Scarborough, everything Trump does. Obama deports 3 million people and no one says a word. And now Trump's starting what we voted for to get these people out. And now they're wearing masks. Well, they're cartel members. Do you really want their family to get killed?
They probably do.
They do.
Yeah.
And they say it, and they have no problem saying it. Everything they say is fascist, Nazi, dictator, king, wanna be a king.
Yep.
It's insane.
It is. Well, that's the left. That's the left. They're mental patients.
Yeah, that's what they turned into.
And it's not because Trump won. It's because they lost and they're not in power anymore. And they're acting out. They're spoiled children. They've been rejected by the country, and they're out of power, and they can't. They're out of control. And they have no hope of coming back because of the way
Biden did it all in secret.
Mm-hmm.
Biden did everything in secret, so we didn't know that they were harassing Google and, shutting down people's accounts. Mm-hmm. The exact same thing that they're saying Trump's doing.
Yeah.
They were doing.
That's right. All right, I appreciate the call. Thanks so much. If you're on hold, hang in there. If you're new, my name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. And if you want to support my content, guys, go to mypillow.com. Use my promo code Kane. Remember this expansion that I've done of the show. The morning show is now 4 hours. My afternoon show and all my weekend content on my podcast brought to you by Mike Lindell. So go to mypillow.com and use my promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, for huge savings. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, my name is Chris. I'm calling from the Midwest of the United States.
Okay, that's good. What's on your mind, Chris, from the Midwest of the United States?
I want to be completely honest with you right now, dude. I just want to see how you're doing.
I'm always doing well.
Well, that's good, man. How does the political atmosphere of our current existence right now? How does that make you feel?
Well, the left, you guys on the left are committing so many acts.
Why are you automatically assuming I'm from the left, though?
Because
I didn't even specify if I had a political affiliation.
I knew from the first syllable out of your mouth you're a leftist.
How? Explain it.
I have been doing this for over 30 years. I've spoken to hundreds of thousands of liberal jerks on the phone. And I have an incredible profiling skill.
Whoa. No, dude, calm down. I'm very calm. You're the one that's hysterical. No. I'm trying to
listen to you now.
Have a conversation with you.
Yeah, I know. Hey, listen. I'd be embarrassed to be a liberal if I were you too. But anyway, why are Democrats? Why are these liberals shooting and killing people? Dallas, Charlie Kirk.
I mean, like, why are Republicans also shooting people?
They're,
like,
but they're not.
Republicans,
they're
the
not.
Extremists of both sides.
No, they're not.
The extremists
where's,
from both
where's
sides.
The MAGA? Where's the MAGA
extremists
assassin?
from both sides.
Where's the MAGA? Where's the MAGA assassin?
A horrible.
Where is the MAGA assassin?
Maybe like in Minnesota. You know,
no, that was a Democrat. That was a Democrat. Sorry.
So you're just like willfully like that ignorant?
No, I'm informed.
Like you're actually that type of
I'm informed.
scumbag that
by the way,
like,
can you?
You're informed? No.
Yeah, I knew you were a liberal.
Calm the fuck down.
I knew you were a liberal. I was right about that.
I'm not.
I know. Oh boy, he's telling me to calm down. Listen to that guy. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Cisco from Texas.
All right, Cisco. What's up?
Well, I was hearing you talk about how we're getting rid of the illegals to work. Who are we going to get to work in the fields? Because I take my kids to school in the morning, and sometimes I got to get out there at 4 in the morning, and I pass by the fields, and I see all these people working out there, and then at 7 o'clock at night, the same people are still working out there.
Really? Well, I start my day at about 2 in the morning and it ends around 7 o'clock at night every day of the week. I mean, so what? People work long and hard in this country. I don't understand.
But do you work in the fields? I'm just asking. I'm not on either side.
I know you're not on either side. That's what all the liberals say. Just to get you informed on the issue. With the deportations going on, President Trump, ICE is not going to farms and deporting farmers.
Yeah, but look at Nebraska. They're going out of business because they don't got nobody to work there.
Nebraska's out of business?
Well, I mean, they don't have anybody to work on their farms. Who's going to work on their farms?
I thought you were in Texas. Now you know what's going on in the streets of Nebraska?
Well, I mean, I'm just asking it because it's basically working in
I told you they're not deporting the farm. The farm workers are not being deported.
Okay, but...
Oh, sorry. That doesn't fit into the talking points.
No, but who's going to work? Who's going to work in the
same people?
What about the pay? What about the pay?
The pay?
Are we still going to pay them the same, or?
Well, I'm not paying them anything.
What are we going to do? Okay, but you said that Americans were going to take up the job. The same thing with the construction, with them kicking out the Mexicans or whatever. Who's going to work the construction?
Americans?
At the same pay?
Americans? No, they'll have to be, no, wages will go up to a proper, you want the wages to go up. You just told me wages will go up.
Yeah, but that means that houses are going to go up too. You're looking at a $200,000 house going up to about $1 million because Americans want
really. I didn't know. This is amazing. So you have an expertise in real estate. The number one real estate analyst and expert in America is the President of the United States. He's made his living in real estate, hiring construction workers. He understands about construction more than you, and he is deporting them so Americans can get those construction jobs.
Yeah, but everything's going to go up too.
Why are you a Democrat? Why are you a Democrat?
Why am I? Well, it's not about being a Democrat or being a Republican. For me, it's just it's either good or bad.
But why are you a Democrat?
Because I saw that Trump is just a bully, and he's just he's just an ass, man.
Who's he bullying? Yeah, Who is he bullied? Who is Trump bullying? Well, give me a specific person. Who is he bullying? Give me a specific person.
Pretty much everybody that doesn't go along with whatever he wants.
Well, then if it's everybody, you should be able to pick an individual or a group. Who is he bullying unfairly that should not be pushed around? Give me a specific so we can talk about it. You said everybody. I'm not being bullied.
Okay.
You're not being bullied.
Let's just go with the people that the Democrat or the the Republicans go after when they don't have an excuse. Let's go with the trans people. It's just like this dude that just got killed.
Hold on a second. Trump is bullying trans people? I'm not familiar with this. When has he bullied a trans person?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, the Republicans, that's their go-to.
No. You said Trump. You said you don't like Trump because he's a bully. I'm asking you to give me an example of him unfairly bullying someone. You still haven't done that. Why not? Why can't you think of anyone that he's personally bullied?
This Jimmy Kimmel thing. He was bullying the
Nope.
Bullying the people to get him out.
ABC took him off the air and put him back on the air. No, wrong. ABC took him off the air for 3 nights and put him back on. Trump didn't bully ABC. ABC just did it.
Yeah, because Trump was trying to get these people to get him out.
Nope. In fact, Trump took no action against Jimmy Kimmel, nor did the FCC. ABC took him off the air for 3 nights and put him back on. It's interesting. You say Trump's a bully, but you can't think of anyone or any group that he's bullied.
Well, isn't Trump's buddy?
Maybe he's not a bully.
The guy who does.
Oh, back to the Epstein. No, that's not his buddy. Never was. In fact, he worked with police and FBI to bring him to justice and get him arrested.
Well, Trump's he just rubs me the wrong way, man, because he's
I heard an accent. What kind of accent is that you have? I heard an accent.
An accent? I'm Texan.
Ah, Texan. What kind of Texan?
Yeah. Texan, man.
What's that mean? You a cowboy? You an oil man? What kind of Texan?
Yeah, I'm an oil guy.
Yeah? What do you know about Texas? Tell me about the history of Texas. Being a Texan and all. How did Texas come to be?
Well, basically, America took it over, man, like everything else. Not that I don't mind. I love Texas.
How did Texas become Texas? Since you're a Texan. Boy. Did you go to school in Texas?
Yep.
Did you graduate?
Yes, sir.
8th grade or high school?
College.
College? Really? You have a college? What's your college degree in?
Sociology.
Sociology? Really?
Yeah.
And you went to college in Texas, and you don't know how Texas came to be.
Well, like I said, America wanted it.
So you work as a sociologist? You're a sociologist. You have a degree in sociology?
Yeah, but
what kind of job do you have? Okay, you've got a degree in sociology. You work as a sociologist. Like when you go to work today, what do you do? What do you do at work? Like what's your job as a sociologist?
I help people.
Well, what do you when you go to work today? Like what's your job title? Sociologist?
No.
What?
Well, social work.
Social work. You're a social worker. What kind of social work?
Yep.
What kind of social work?
I help people.
Like today, like with what specifically?
Well, I help people with government programs.
Like what kind of so today you go to work, what kind of government program? I know what your degree is. You have a BS degree.
No, man. I go to the hospital and I help people that are sick that don't have any way to pay their hospital bills.
Oh, really? So if I'm in a hospital in Texas, I don't have health insurance. I am uninsured. So I'm in the hospital. I'm sick. How are you going to help me?
Okay. Well, first, how much do you make?
Well, I'm not going to tell you how much I make. I'm not going to tell people what I make.
Well, that's a big deal because depending on what you make, there's different programs to help you.
Yeah.
There's either Medicaid, there's Medicaid.
No, I don't qualify for. I make too much money for that. I make too much money for Medicaid. Okay. So now what?
Okay, so then we find you a different program.
What kind of program?
You're gonna have to.
What kind of program can I make too much money for the government program? So what happens? Who's going to pay for my medical care in your hospital in Texas? I make too much money for these government handouts. Plus, I'm not an illegal. So who's going to pay for it?
Well, unfortunately, sir, you're going to have to pay it. Unless
I'm going to have to pay it myself. That's right. I make too much money. All right. No, oh, my goodness. I got to pay for it myself. God forbid. What a concept. Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy. All right. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine, Brian.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing?
Boy, that last call I had my head turning.
The social worker?
He's a typical liberal.
Yeah.
Whenever you ask them a specific question, they can't answer you. They're low IQ and very misinformed. They're not... they're just so out of reality in America, what's happening.
Yeah.
The goodness of Donald Trump, and all they do is blame Trump. Trump, who was never a politician, is being blamed for everything that the politicians who have been there 30, 40 years, and they blame Trump. And
That's
it's ridiculous that these people can't see that.
Correct. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy, Jeff. I know. I don't understand.
It really is. I was wondering, did you see the report on Charlie Kirk that it was his mic that had some kind of charge in it?
An explosive charge in it?
I watched that in slow-mo.
No, that's
There's
ridiculous.
something to that. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I was just
Jeff,
awakened that,
No. They
never showed him jumping off the roof with a rifle, and they found the rifle in the woods, and they said they found it at his home. There's something real...
No, they said that he broke the rifle down. It was in his backpack. I don't know, but Charlie Kirk, this is a new one. That Charlie Kirk's microphone had an explosive device in it? Come on.
Yes.
No.
You know how they did the pagers and phones overseas? I believe it was Charlie Kirk, I believe, could have been president someday. That's how...
All that's true, but Jeff, there's something going on here, okay? There's a lot of people in the new media, right, that they may be an ex-Ranger or Navy SEAL or a lunatic like Candace Owens. Charlie Kirk helps people get views and clicks. And there's a lot of people making crap up to get views and clicks. And while I do believe there was a wide conspiracy to assassinate Charlie Kirk, I said that from the moment it happened. I do agree with that. As an example, those two guys they arrested, one of them said he was trying to buy time for the assassin to escape. I find it hard to believe that those guys were just randomly there. But there's this second shooter BS that many people are making up and talking about, and now this is a new one to me. Nah, I don't know. I don't know about this second shooter. I saw it. I mean, not only did we see it, there's hundreds of videos of it from every angle imaginable, and they're in high quality. It's not like the Kennedy assassination with the Zapruder film. That's
a good point.
So no, come on. So, and they have this explosive device.
We talked about this earlier when I called in, that this is going to spark a revival and a movement for TPUSA that's going to go far-reaching more in the schools. It's going to be something that is going to be used for good. And,
no doubt.
This country is on the right trajectory. Everything's going as planned. We're just in a blessed time right now, and
no doubt.
And with people like you confronting the people that are always trying to blame Trump or make up stories, and you call them on it, it's so good to see conservative radio taking off even more now, because I believe the Democrats are leaving their party in droves. They may not say it. But there's no way somebody with a good common sense, rational thought can't see what's going on in America.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt about it.
And we're going full force for 2028 and 2026. And I think great things are going to happen. And thank you for your show, Brian.
All right, Jeff from Maine. Always a good call. All right. Our number is, if you're watching live, the number's pinned in the live chat. It's toll free, 888-465-2631. If you're watching on the live stream with the green behind me, if you want to see all the audio and video and things that I share, you want to go to my main stream where my main chat is, and there's a direct link in the description of the video that'll take you directly to that. All right, you're on the air. Oh, hold on, let me answer the phones are ringing off the hook. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Grayson from Montana. How you doing?
All right, Montana. What's on your mind?
Hey, so It's funny. The last guy was just talking about the Charlie Kirk videos, and I've seen so many of them, and obviously so many of them are just BS.
Yeah.
But I will admit, out of all these ones that I've seen, I just seen one the other day, and it looks to be like one of his security guards, and it's about front row, and I swear, right when the shot happens and he gets shot, everyone in the crowd flinches, everybody moves, everybody does something, and he just kind of sits there watching, and, I don't know, he could be holding the barriers, could be holding the trying to keep the people back, whatever it may be. But I saw this other video where they're breaking down did you see the Ring camera footage of that piece of shit going off of the, pardon my language, but that guy going off the roof?
Yeah. I did.
So and again, I don't want to get off.
Where's the rifle?
Theories,
Where's the rifle? They said it was reported early on. It was reported early on. I can't remember if it was right after they arrested him or right before, but they found tools on the roof where the shooter was. It must have been after, and they believe that he took the rifle apart and it was in his backpack when he climbed off the roof.
Well, and that's the other thing about taking the rifle.
They didn't break it down properly. He just took enough of it apart to fit in his backpack, is what they said. And they found tools on the roof, and that was reported like it was either maybe the day of the arrest. So the stuff.
Yeah, and I do remember that. But my problem with that is that it was reported that it was an old Mauser, right?
Yeah.
And how are you going to be able to disassemble a Mauser, an old Mauser? Because that's going to be a full wooden body.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert on those rifles, so I don't know. I've never disassembled a gun of mine before.
Well, forgive me.
But here's the thing, though. When whatever he did to disassemble it, he had no intention on using it again. So he didn't. Like if you disassemble like a normal weapon of yours, you're going to take your time and do it right so you can reassemble it and use it. He just needed to get away. So no, who knows what he did.
But listen, Brian, the gun that they reported is an old full wooden stock. It's a full wooden rifle. It's not composite. It's not like a modern AR-15 where you can break it down between a lower and an upper.
Yeah,
it's not like that.
Well, we haven't had
the barrel off and take.
We haven't had a proper press conference with the FBI investigating this to really be 100% sure what type of rifle. So I don't think we can say for certain what type of weapon he had and what capabilities it had, because we haven't had that full press conference yet.
I thought that they were reporting that it was an old World War I rifle, something like that.
I've heard that a few times, but that's one of those things that was reported early on, and then people just repeat what other people have said, and I've not seen like any press conference with the FBI going through the weapon and all of this. So no, we just.
Well, I will say this, that will be probably, and who knows if they're going to try to gaslight the American public.
It's a very good question. There's maybe they haven't done it because there's an ongoing investigation into this wider conspiracy that's been going on, and they don't want to give out too much information, would be my guess.
Yeah. Hopefully, I really would hope that that's the case, and they're not just going to try to gaslight the American public one more time and try to tell us
I don't think we're being gaslighted.
Because if it's
by the government.
If it's some kind of modern rifle, it's definitely feasible that he could have broken it down and put it into a backpack. Absolutely. But if it's anything older, if it's anything predating the 70s, anything going back that far back, there's no way.
A lot of older weapons can be altered. I don't know. We don't have enough information.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, if you have a serious gunsmith, I'm no expert. But I grew up around guns.
Well, listen, I got to run because they're getting ready to switch us over on the radio. So I got to clear the air here a little bit for the switch over.
Right.
But you ask good questions. We just haven't been properly informed by the FBI as to what went down and what type of weapon. They haven't told us. And this talk of the weapon is based on something that was reported early that I haven't heard confirmed by the FBI since the arrest. So, you know what I mean? So we're just, people are just making stuff up. We don't know. We should know more. All right, take care. Appreciate the call. If you're on hold, stand by. Those of you that are new, we got about 30 seconds and we're switching over to the radio station. So from this point forward, you got to watch your language on the calls or I'll have to end the call. All right. So if you're on hold, stand by. I'm going to open the show, and before I go back to the calls and recap what we're talking about here at the top, if you're watching where the green screen is, you want to go to my main stream to see the video and audio that I play. The direct link's in the description. It'll take you there instantly. Stand by. Welcome to the program, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. I cannot believe it is Monday already, September 29th. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. All right, we've got a lot to cover. If you're on hold, stand by. You know, I start the show about 45 minutes to an hour before the radio show starts in the morning. And I want to recap what I opened with online about an hour ago almost. There was another major event happened at the UN, and this morning we finally have some more details about it. And this is a pretty, there is an epidemic of liberal violence taking place against Republicans in this country right now. And a Trump official was attacked in a bathroom at the United Nations last week. An arrest has been made. We have some more details, which I'm going to go over now. And if you're on hold, stand by. We'll take some calls. A deranged leftist attacked a Trump official and beat them pretty bad at the United Nations last week. And the media are working very hard to cover this story up, but we got it right here. Here's the headline. Woman arrested after Trump administration official assaulted during UN General Assembly. Listen to this. This is from ABC News, Channel 13 out of New York. A 62-year-old woman was arrested Friday after a member of the Trump administration was physically assaulted inside the United Nations during the UN General Assembly in New York. In a statement obtained by the National News Desk, the New York Police Department identified the suspect as Patricia Shu. She was charged with assault and harassment, but more charges are coming, probably federal charges too. Police said the incident occurred at the event Thursday, shortly before 6 p.m. Upon arrival, officers located a 41-year-old, listen to this, this is frightening. Upon arrival, officers located a 41-year-old female with complaints of pain and swelling to their face and right eye. The victim was treated on scene by EMS. The investigation remains ongoing, police said. A Secret Service spokesperson told the National Desk the Secret Service is aware of the reported assault on a U.S. delegate. Fox News said the official who was attacked works in international relations for the Department of Health and Human Services, adding that the Trump staffer was at the event serving in a support role for HHS Secretary Robert Kennedy. A White House deputy press spokesperson, Anna Kelly, said this: an HHS official was followed into a bathroom, recorded, physically assaulted, and verbally accosted by a deranged leftist at the UN who somehow entered the venue past multiple layers of security. And this is on top of all the sabotage the president has gone through. So now, and we got a bit of an update from the Times in London. The deranged lunatic leftist that attacked this Trump staffer who worked directly for Bobby Kennedy is a pro-Palestinian protester. So we have a pro-Palestinian liberal who beat a female, stalked, beat a Trump staffer in the bathroom at the United Nations. I mean, where is this story in the news. We heard about an attack, but we got no details until this morning, and this is it. And there's very little coverage of this. In fact, even the Fox News reporting is on their online publication, Fox News Digital. This is, and to get the details on what liberal group they with, I got to go to news outlets in Europe, in the UK, the Times of London. I can't get that in the mainstream press in this country. Liberals are leading really a very, very violent movement in this country right now. Charlie Kirk, Dallas, this god-awful incident in Michigan. We're learning the guy had a Stop Trump sign in his yard. I'm talking about the one that attacked the church in Michigan, the Mormon Church, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, whatever they call themselves. Certainly an attack on Christians. Regardless of your thoughts on Mormonism, they view themselves as Christians. What's going on here? And why are the media covering this up? All right, there's one opening on our very busy board. The number is toll-free 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. A lot has happened over the weekend, and we're going to cover a lot. So let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name's Sam. I'm calling from Virginia Beach.
All right,
I'm
Sam.
in the car on speakerphone. Can you hear me all right?
I can.
Hey, man, I just want to start off and say thank you for what you're doing.
Well, thank you.
Very heated time in this country, but also a very good time in this country. While I was on hold, I was trying to really think about what I wanted to talk to you about today. And so just a little background on me. I grew up in a very democratic, hippie household, almost being brought up to believe in some communist ideology. And in my adulthood, I found that I align myself a lot more with conservative beliefs and have voted for Trump all 3 times, and have had very heated debates over the years with most of my family members. And most recently, one of the things they like to talk to me a lot about is that if we were to strip the billionaires of all their money and disperse that into the economy, that everything would be okay, and we would live in this utopian society.
Yeah, it worked out well for the Soviet Union, right? And Cuba.
That's what I always say. And they speak on net worth as if it's liquid money that these people have, but they don't realize that we're talking about industry giants that every American depends on in their day-to-day life.
Yeah. Yep.
So I did the math the other day. I don't have the exact figures in front of me, but I think it was, if you added up the wealth of all the billionaires in the United States, it would be, depending on the market, it would be between 5.6 and 6.6 trillion. And if you divide that by the population of the people in the United States that are here, at least on record, that comes to about $17,000 per person.
Okay.
A little more, a little less, give or take.
I thought it'd be more.
But so how far is that money going to go in people's day-to-day lives if we were to do something like that?
This is communism. You're in the early days of the country, when the country, I'm going to have to let you go because the speakerphone, there's a lot of noise. But when the country was first founded, you probably have heard you had to be a property owner to vote. And of course, the leftists have translated that in, slave. No, you had to have a certain net worth. And the reason that the founding fathers set that up, they were very wise, where you had to be a property owner to vote. Why do you think they did that? Because, communism had not been invented yet, but our founding fathers were very, very smart people. They knew that if everyone could vote, at some point the have-nots would vote to take the wealth away from the haves. Right? That's why. And unfortunately, it's not that way anymore, right? All these people that have no skin in the game are always trying to vote to take your money away from you. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Once, twice. All right, you missed your chance. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Chris. I'm calling from Sacramento, California.
All right, Chris in Sacramento. What's on your mind?
Gavin Newsom.
Okay. Gavin, I'm not familiar with Gavin Newsom. Is that? I know who Gavin Newsom is. He's the governor of California.
Exactly. He was the mayor of San Francisco from 2004 to.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm just kidding with you. We all know who that scumbag is. Yeah. So what's on your mind about Gavin Newsom?
Well, when he was the mayor of San Francisco started going downhill really fast.
Yeah.
And now he's the governor of California, and California is going downhill. And I could just, it'd be a nightmare if he became president. Could you imagine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That would just be disastrous for everyone.
No, yeah. I mean, look at how he's handled the fires of Malibu, right?
That's all property.
Real estate scam. It's a real estate scam. Everybody knows it too, right?
Yeah, kind of like the same thing that happened in Hawaii.
That's exactly right. The fires of Maui, another real estate scam. They might even be the same developers. Who knows?
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't doubt it. They're all crooks.
When criminals get away with something, they reoffend. They never stop until they're locked up.
That's true. They're sitting there salivating at the mouth for the next person.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That's pretty much all I have to say.
Well, all right. Well, I appreciate the call. Well, welcome to the program. All right. Take care. Take care. If you're on hold, stand by. My name is Brian. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We'll be right back. Now, remember, guys, if you'd like to, of course, support this program and all my content, go to mypillow.com and use my promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, and load up. I mean, there's just incredible deals. You can use my promo code Kane on all the specials at mypillow.com. And remember, free shipping, that is still in effect. You can get free shipping on your orders. And there's just incredible deals going on right now. The closeout sale on the Percale sheets, just $29.88, any size, any color. The 6-piece MyPillow towels, back in stock. And let Mike Lindell know that his support of the program is money well spent. Go to mypillow.com and use my promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, for huge savings. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name's Kenny. I'm calling from North Florida. Can you hear me okay?
I can. What's up, Kenny? And hold on, Kenny. I got to answer all these lines. Oh, I just forgot what line Kenny's on. All right, I'll just go line 1. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, yes, hello?
Yep, sorry, Kenny. I'll get to you soon. Yeah, go ahead. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, hi. Yeah, Joey from New York.
Hey, Joey.
Yeah. So, I was just hearing about what you were saying about the founding fathers, right?
Yep.
Now I'm kind of confused about what's going on in this country when people talk about conservatism, because as you know, the founding fathers were not conservative, right?
No.
They were what you would consider a classic liberal.
Really?
Right?
What was George Washington's liberal positions?
They wanted a new country and they wanted to go against the monarch.
Lower taxes. That sounds like a Republican.
No, they were actually not for conservatism.
Yes.
The Constitution itself is a liberal doctrine.
No.
Like America's inherently liberal.
Our rights are given to us by God, the Creator. That doesn't sound liberal. Lower taxes. That doesn't sound liberal. Yeah, they did. Yes, they did.
The founding fathers denounced their Christian faith to become
No, they
deists.
didn't. No, they didn't.
Jefferson wrote his own Bible.
Nope.
And in the Bible,
hold on a second. No, they said that our rights are given to us by the Creator, by God. Those aren't atheists.
Yeah. They believed in a God, but they didn't believe in
that's not atheism.
God.
Hold on. Stand by. We're coming back from our break. Hold on. Stand by. Hold on. We'll be back in 10 seconds. Hold on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. All right, what's your name? Where are you calling from, caller?
Yeah, Joey.
Joey, yes.
I wasn't saying that they're atheists. I said a deist.
Whatever.
They were
whatever.
deists.
Listen. This is a Christian name.
Hey, listen. Take your little Wikipedia
information and file it away. This is a.
I don't use Wikipedia. I use the information that I read up on.
Wow, you're reading the wrong. You're reading the wrong stuff. You're reading the wrong stuff. This is a very religious Christian nation.
You're the wrong brand of conservatism, and people don't take it seriously anymore.
Really? Then why was Trump reelected and won all the battleground states?
You mean after Biden won the election before that? So let me get this straight.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the last election, 2024. Okay, President Trump won every battleground state in 2024. Flipped 10 counties red in California. Okay, MAGA. This is a MAGA country you're in. Sorry to break it to you.
No, it's a liberal country. America's inherently liberal.
A liberal country just excuse me. No, I'm not talking about communism. We're talking about MAGAism. Are you telling me that a liberal country just elected President Trump? How'd that happen?
Brian, you do realize that the communists were more conservative than the Republican Party today,
you said
right?
This is a liberal country. How did a liberal country elect President Trump?
You do understand what Liberalism is, right?
Why did a liberal country vote for President Trump?
So why? Because Trump is a liberal.
No, President Trump is the most conservative president that we've had in our lifetime, right?
I thought Reagan was.
No,
I thought Reagan was
before Trump. That was true until Trump came to town. All right. Oh boy, he's got his information back in '84. He's behind the times. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey again, Brian. It's Kenny from North Florida.
Oh, hey Kenny. What's up?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
So, okay, great. So I was calling in response to a few callers, and also heard over the last couple of weeks people saying that they don't see him with a gun when he climbs down the roof. And if you watch him when he gets to the edge of the roof, he runs to the edge of the roof, he turns around 180 degrees, and just before he lowers himself, he drops the gun to his feet. You can see it's wrapped in a towel. It's a little loose.
I'll go back and look. I haven't looked at the video in a while, but I'll go back and look.
Yeah. So then when he comes down, like remember when you were a kid, you used to play on the roof in Florida, and you'd climb down with your front facing the roof to help you lower yourself down slowly. As he lowers himself down, he then, he's the edge of the roof, his arms are kind of on the roof. He grabs it with his right hand. You can kind of see it come down. As he releases his left hand, he then drops on the ground. He picks up the gun, and then he's holding it parallel with his body. The towel's black, the gun's black, he's wearing dark clothes, so you can barely see it as he runs away. But if you watch the video, he drops the gun to his feet.
I will take a look.
You can see it in the video.
I will take a look.
Take a look. Yeah.
All right, appreciate the heads up. We're talking about the Charlie Kirk shooter, what happened to the rifle. You're on the air. What's your name?
How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
I am calling from the Midwest. We talked earlier.
It's one call per show. It's one call per show.
I get that, but you don't just get to fucking just talk.
Okay, all right. First dump of the week, Mike. First dump of the week. Oh my goodness. If you're on hold, stand by as we wait for the delay to re-engage. President Trump, he, if you've seen the news today, he's of course sending the military and the feds into Portland, and they're already on the ground in Chicago. And President Trump posted on, was this Truth Social he posted this on, or was it X? I think it's Truth Social, yeah. President Trump posted something, and this is it's pretty smart, man. I tell you, this is just brilliant stuff. President Trump posted this: make crime illegal again. Make crime illegal again. And as President Trump, he's very good with the branding, right? I mean, before he came to the presidency, that's, I think, what one of his best skills was branding and messaging and marketing. And he knows how to brand, he knows how to market, and he's very good with things. Make crime illegal again. And, that might be the midterm campaign slogan for all the MAGA people running for House and Senate and governor. Make crime illegal again. Don't you guys like that? Make crime illegal again. That is such a great campaign slogan, because what the Democrats have done is made crime legal. Not just with the no bail, they're actually out there openly advocating for criminals all over the country. And we see it time and time again. And, you look at everything that's going on right now in our region, okay? I was reading this morning that the United States military has been training for specific actions to take against cartels in Venezuela and throughout Latin America, that the military is training for this. Now, the president commented over the weekend about this big meeting of the generals and the admirals that Pete Hegseth is called. And this is a pretty interesting thing, because what the president, well, let me tell you what the meeting is in case you don't know. It's been talked about the last few days. Our Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, has done something that's never been done before. He's called for every general and admiral around the world to a special meeting in Washington, as low as Brigadier General, one-star admiral, Rear Admiral lower half. From Brigadier General rank and above, they're all coming to Washington for some type of meeting. This has never happened before. We don't know what it's about. The president said yesterday, it's no big deal. We're just getting together, and he's going to be in the meeting too. And there's a lot of speculation on what this meeting is about, from as simple as a photo op to that we're going to war with Russia and a lot of things in between. But I was wondering this morning, when we see what's going on, there's been military action taken against the drug cartels. There's training going on. Some of it is in Puerto Rico. There's training going on of the United States military. The Marines and Army and Naval forces have been training for military strikes on drug cartel locations in Venezuela and other areas of Latin America. Do you think it's possible that this meeting of the generals and the admirals is about the United States military, the War Department, that the mission of the military is about to change, all right? From being the policeman of the world to securing the Western Hemisphere and enforcing the Monroe Doctrine, which we're under attack by these drug cartels that are being backed and supplied by China. Do you think that this could be a meeting of all of our generals and admirals to realign what the function of our military is, what the mission of all of our branches is going to be, is to protect this country from the greatest attack we're facing right now, the poison of the drugs that are coming here from other countries? I would not be surprised at that. President said it's no big deal. I don't know. It seems like a big deal to me. I mean, even if it's just for a photo, which it could be, that in itself would be very, very exciting. I want to ask you this. It's Monday morning. Are you waking up in pain? Holy smokes. Over the weekend, you're doing all kinds of stuff. You're golfing, playing pickleball, doing things around the house you may not do, mowing the lawn, and you may wake up in pain. Go see Dr. Appleton. Go see him today. Remember, with Dr. Appleton, appointments are not necessary and walk-ins are welcome. He's rid me of pain 7 times. And in the just over 3 years I've known him. And each time he's treated me, all 7 times, for different types of pain. Sometimes my knee injury from a car accident. I've had multiple shoulder injuries, falling off my skateboard, arthritis in my hand. Not only has he rid me of pain, none of the pains have returned, which is amazing, isn't it? None of the pains have returned, not one. And I saw relief right away in my instances. Sometimes as I'm walking out of the office, right after the trip, I'm like, Doc, I feel better already. He's like, yeah, it's amazing. It works on every type of pain I've ever heard of. Appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are welcome. And we've had listeners travel from all over the United States to see Dr. Appleton. Now, because appointments are not necessary does not mean you can't make them. right? If you're coming from out of town, you might want to make an appointment. If you have x-rays, if you have scans, bring them with you. Dr. Appleton will gladly look over them. And the consultation is free. Go meet with Dr. Appleton. Take advantage of the no-charge free consultation. Talk to him about how he can help you live a pain-free life with his laser away pain treatment. I'm going to give you the number right now. Give him a call and say bye-bye to your pain, like I've done 7 times, thanks to Dr. Appleton. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. We'll be right back. All right, we are clear. I'll take some calls here. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air.
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Richard from Pompano.
Hey, Richard. What's up?
Okay, I just have a question for you regarding this. I can't even pronounce his name. The guy running for mayor.
Zohan. Zohan.
Zambani, whatever.
Zohan Mamdani.
You know, he wants to do Mamdani. Yeah. He wants to do these horrible things. You know, defund police and free grocery stores. I can't even remember, legalize prostitution.
That's right. That's
maybe
true.
Sharia law.
Yep.
What power does Trump have to stop some of this nonsense if he's elected? Does that even make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes plenty of sense. President Trump's talked about this. What he's talked about doing is cutting all federal funding to the city of New York, and they can't survive without it.
Oh, okay, that is great. Great.
I mean, we did make a very good step. I mean, over the weekend, Mayor Adams dropped out of the race, and I know they're saying it hasn't affected the polls. I don't necessarily accept that. I mean, you know, when you got a three-way and Curtis Leawood doesn't count. I mean, he's a saboteur and he should be out of the race. But Adams barely has dropped out. A lot of people don't know it. He hasn't endorsed Governor Cuomo yet. And Governor Cuomo and Trump have not reorganized this race without Adams in it. So I know they're trying to spin that there's no impact on the polls. I don't buy that. The main reason Mamdani is running is to do to New York what they did to London, Islamify it. That's the main and let me tell you, think about it. You know, I'm very disappointed. Where are the 9/11 families? Where's the police union and the firefighters union with their Never Forget 9/11? I mean, you know, what does this say to those firefighters, police officers, and New Yorkers who lost their lives on September 11th? If Mamdani becomes the mayor, who won the war on terror after that was started on 9/11? Yeah. Who won, them or us?
Hundreds and thousands of Jewish people in Manhattan and wherever. How can this happen? I just can't. He's an anti-Semite. The worst.
Well, they're in denial about it, I guess. I mean, you know, he got lucky with the primary because people weren't paying attention. But they're Mayor Adams dropping out is a good first step. And the reason he dropped out is he got his campaign funding cut. So there was a move by the machine. The Democrat machine is at work here. So the question is the Democrat Party machine going to let Mamdani win? And they got Mayor Adams to drop out by cutting off his campaign funding. He said it. He had no campaign funding. He had to drop out. He had no money to run a campaign. That's what he said, sitting on the steps of Gracie Mansion, as to why he was dropping out. He had no more campaign money.
I see. Okay, thank you.
All right, well, thank you. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. We're in a break on the radio, but we're still, of course, continuing here, and we're going to be back in about 30 seconds or so. So I'll take some more calls when we get back on the air. If you're watching on the live stream with the green behind you, jump to my main stream and you can see all the effects of the green screen, right? You can see the articles I share, see the video, hear the audio I play. The direct link is in the description of the video, and you click the link, it'll take you there immediately. It's the main live stream and the main chat. If you want to call in, the number's toll free and the number's pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631. Here we go. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, the Steve Kane Show. I want to throw this out to some old-time Steve Kane listeners, okay? And I've heard from people over the years who remember Steve Kane when he was on the air at night in Orlando. That's when the Steve Kane Show first began, back in 1977 in Florida. And those of you that are old-time radio people that know Steve from back then, if you, I'm putting something together. I'm not going to announce what it is yet, but I will at some point. If any of you have anything from that radio station back in 1977, please get it to me. You can email me through my website, briancraigshow.com. There's a direct email there, briancraigshow.com, and email me anything you have. It could be a newspaper ad. It could be a flyer. It could be a screenshot from a Facebook group. Anything that shows Steve Kane with that radio station he was with in Orlando in 1977. I'm putting something together, and I'm putting together a collection of things that I have that I've collected over the years, but I'm looking for some more. And so if you guys could do that, I'd appreciate it. All right, and I will announce what I'm working on when I'm done collecting things, okay? All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning. This is Richie.
Oh, hey, Richie.
How you doing this morning, Brian?
Doing well.
Yeah, I have to get something really off my chest with these people that have called you up. I mean, it's disturbing to me. I mean, the guy that calls you up and says, we should let all these illegals in here basically for housing so the houses prices won't go up. And the guy that calls with the farming and, all these people. And, what I saw last night, and I think you're going to agree with this, how can any liberal, want to live like this? I saw Portland, Oregon for the first time close up last night where they showed... We have lost Portland. Seattle, remember when they had that autonomous zone, those 3-block area where they took over for like a month? Well, Portland is gone. You can go to Baltimore, you can go to New York, you can go to these cities that are unsafe. But Portland has completely gone.
Well, let me give you an example. You asked a good question. How can these people want to live like this, right? And I give you an example that illustrates this. When my daughter was in elementary school, she had this friend, a little girl, and they went to school together. And her mom little girl's mom was a single mom, and they lived in a very low-income mobile home community. A very low-income mobile. I mean, it was. In fact, I did the. I didn't let my daughter go over there to play because I did the search online, and it's like where all the sex offenders live. It was because they don't do background checks to rent there. The mother got married to a guy that had made a good living, and what did they do? They bought a $200,000 mobile home to live in the same mobile home park. And I couldn't believe it. It was a nice mobile home, and I've got nothing against mobile home living. This is just a place that is a crime-ridden place. If I told you the name, a lot of you would know it, but I don't want to tell you the name.
I would know it
because I don't want to tell you the name because But I'm not being snobby with people that live in mobile home. Mobile home communities are fine, except when a hurricane's coming or a tornado. But this is a place that had high crime. And I couldn't understand it at the time. And my wife explained. She said that's where she's comfortable. She's not comfortable buying a $200,000 condo or a house. So you talk about these people in Chicago, in Portland. That's what they're comfortable with, and that's what they like.
Yeah, but but Portland is a different story. Let me really quick explain to you why I'm saying that. During the daytime, everything is there's no stores left in downtown Portland. I'm talking about downtown. They're completely gone, all boarded up with black spray paint and graffiti. And at every sidewalk, there's a tent pitched, and Antifa is sleeping in those tents. So you can't even walk on the sidewalk. They're blocking the whole. And it goes rows and rows.
Richie, in Portland, I know someone that has a business in Portland, Oregon. Okay. And they might be listening to the radio station. They actually have in Portland troughs like they used to have in the Old West for the horses where the homeless bathe. But the homeless in Portland aren't like the homeless that you had on your bus on Broward Boulevard. These are guys with laptops that got like on jobs, but they're homeless, and they smoke weed all day and everything, and they'd rather spend their money on weed and hang out working on their laptop at Starbucks, and they bathe in troughs. I mean, it's a city unlike any other city you could imagine, and what they've done to Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, but at night, these people in these tents, they come out at night like ghouls, and they've taken over the city. They basically, the city, there's no mayor, and the governor happens to be a lesbian woman, far left, that told President Trump, "We don't want you in this city." The city has been taken over completely. You can't walk the streets, not just in the day. They had a woman, a conservative reporter last night, trying to report what, the stuff going on there. They literally followed her, and she went to a police officer and said, "Listen, I have some people inside there that can't get out because they're going to get jumped." And the cop says, "Well, we're not allowed to go in there." This is unbelievable. And she says, and the cop said, "Why don't you just walk out?" And she said, "I've done that 2 times, and I've gotten assaulted. I've gotten jumped myself." A middle-aged woman. Now the point is that they have completely taken over that city. It's like a movie. Literally like a movie. You can't, and they sleep all day. And there was a lady delivering pizza to all of them. They're feeding them. Mm-hmm. So they're being funded. These people don't have jobs. You know what their job is? To harass people in the city and at night. And it's really it's
you know what it's like? It's like the Omega Man with Charlton Heston.
Oh my God! I never seen anything like this. It's Brian, to have sleep all day long and get paid, and then go in with and harass.
Well, you know what I really haven't been able to figure out, and I haven't really heard an explanation to this, and maybe it doesn't matter, but what is it about the Democrats that they're so pro-crime? It's not just because of all the money they get from the government. There's just it's almost like a fetish with Democrats.Hy are they so pro-crime?
The other thing I heard.
Well, and let me just add on to that. Portland and Antifa is different than a lot of these other cities, and some of these cities, and like Chicago, places like Chicago, where there's crime, liberals don't like arresting black men. They think sending a black man to prison, even if he's a violent criminal, is like sending him back to the slave plantation. Okay, but these people in Portland are whiter than me and you, because we live in Florida, so we got the sun, we got a little sunshine. They're as white as a saltine cracker, So it's not a racial. I don't know what the Democrat thing is. Being pro-criminal is all about. I really don't think anybody knows.
Well, you're an American. You're an American, and this is going to throw this out, and I'm going to hang up. In Dearborn, Michigan, they're putting speakerphones on the mosques, big speakers, and at 5:30 in the morning, the people are complaining.
I saw that.
They've let them do it. Yeah, can you imagine the call of prayer? It sounds like you're in Gaza. At 5:30 in the morning, they're blasting this stuff all over Dearborn, Michigan.
And you know what? That's what's going to come to the city of New York if Zohan becomes the mayor. It's coming. It's a beginning. What's going on? The two forces that are against the United States. Okay, China and the Islamic world, and we're under attack by both of them in different ways. And it's very clever. Instead of having armies invade and knock down buildings and stuff, they just migrate and they immigrate and migrate, and then they run for office. Yeah, and that's what's going on. Yeah, that's it. And and here's the thing: sneak attacks are successful when the enemy attacks a country in a way that it's never been attacked before. Well, this is what happened to Europe. Europe has fallen. France, the UK.
Oh, England's the worst.
And we've remained safe from it for a while because we got an ocean. We're a big country, but look. I mean, it's not just Ilhan Omar. The local representatives at the state level and the city level, it's an Islamic community. My wife has cousins that live in Minnesota, and they tell us about the Somalians have their own police force. And they already have Sharia law in these. Yeah, it's a local law with Sharia law in parts of the United States. And Zohan, that's the plan for New York.
If we could lose Portland, we can lose any city in this country.
Yes.
People, please wake up. And for you liberals, do you want to live like Portland, where you can't go out in the daytime and you're scared to go out at night?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous, man. I
Absolutely.
never see anything like America. Have a good morning.
All right, Richie, you take care. Now, I want to talk about Friendly Tire in Margate. Now, I talk about the new tires all the time because you can get new tires out the door and on the road for as low as $75 a tire. But, Steve Kane's wife called me, and they got a new Toyota Highlander. Well, new. I mean, they've had it maybe 2 years. That's new. For a Toyota, that's brand new. And she had it in but they've driven it a lot. She had it in for like at the dealer for the service. For that, the tune-up service. You know how they give you free oil changes at the dealer to get you back in there? And then they tell you you need all these things. And they told her she needed tires. I don't know if Steve and his wife need new tires, but my phone rang and it was Steve's wife. So I'm like, uh-oh, what's going on? You never know. You never know, right? Steve's getting up. And she said, I'm at the dealer. I'm at the Toyota dealer, and they gave me a price on tires. And she told me the price. I couldn't believe it. She says, what do you think Friendly Tire's prices are? And I said, you know what? I'm pulling up the Friendly Tire right now. I said, let me call you back in a couple minutes. I'll ask Mike. Do you know that you could get at Friendly Tire, they have a Toyota Highlander, which is a really nice car. I mean, I've never had a toyota, but it's a very nice car. I love this SUV. Steve hates this SUV they have. I think it's the coolest car. But anyway, Friendly Mike gave me his price on the same tires. You can get 4 tires, brand new, out the door and on the road, at Friendly Tire for less than what they were charging for 2 tires at the dealer by a lot. I called Steve's wife back. She was in shock. She said, "Holy," and then a word I'd have to dump if I said it. Yeah, I know. It's great. That's great. So she'll be over there sometime this week and getting new tires on their Toyota Highlander. The prices are so low at Friendly Tire in Margate on new tires. When you get the price from Mike, it's like you're excited to buy tires, right? Tires was always something I hated buying because they're so overpriced everywhere. Not at Friendly Tire. What you're basically getting is the wholesale price, I guess. I never really thought of it that way, but I think that's what it is. Give Friendly Tire a call. Friendly Mike will give you a price right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. That's 954-977-9445 for Friendly Tire. Give them a call. We'll be right back. All right, I got to cue some things up, guys, for when we get back. Hold on. Now, yes, I'll play that since we were talking about that. Yeah, if you're on hold, stand by. If you want to call in, the number's pinned in the live chat. And, of course, if you'd like to support the show, go to mypillow.com and load up with our promo code Kane. All right, we're still in break on the radio. If you're on hold, hang in there. I'm going to bring up some other stories when we get back from the break. But you're welcome to call in about anything I brought up on the program so far today. I'll take a call or two during the break. What the heck? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, yes. Hi, Brian. Good morning.
Hey.
This is Sherry from Michigan.
Hey, Sherry. What's up?
Yes, I just want to say you're doing a great job, Brian. And I just want to say your wife is a great artist. I'm an artist.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm just praying for you, your wife, and your daughter. And just keep doing, you're just doing a great job, Brian. I'm really proud of you. And it's going to be expansion time for you coming up very soon.
Yes.
God's got you.
Yep.
And you're going to be increasing, and the best is yet to come.
Well, I appreciate that. Is that just a feeling you have, or has God been talking to you?
Yeah, I'm a Christian. I'm filled with the Holy Ghost, and I've been praying and interceding for you, your family, for the network.
Thank you.
For some time, and I'm a prayer warrior. So every time I get up, I pray, and then I just,
well, I got to tell you, if you could add my wife Kathy to your prayer list for, my wife is having a lot of health issues, and she's always had health problems, but she's not doing too well these days. So if you could add my wife to your prayer list, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, and your wife's name is one more time,
Kathy.
Brian?
My wife is Kathy.
Kathy. Can I say a little prayer now while I'm online?
I've got like 15 seconds, but yes, a quick one.
Okay. Father God, in the name of Jesus, just bless Kathy right now. Bless Brian and his daughter, Father God. Strengthen Kathy right now, Lord God, and just revive her. And we just thank you for strength for the whole family and protection. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Take care. All right. We're coming back. All right. Thank you so much. We have nice listeners. Not everyone's a creep in the audience that calls in. If you're on hold, hang in there. I'm glad I took that call during the break. All right. Stand by. All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Before I get back to the sound bites and news stories of the day, I mentioned I was going to do this last week, and I did. I went to church over the weekend on Saturday, and I was called back to church and watching the Charlie Kirk Memorial, and I know I'm not alone. I know millions of people have returned to church in the last couple of weeks since that Democrat assassinated Charlie Kirk, and I'm so glad I went. I went to confessional first. I went on Saturday. I like Saturdays and during the week better than Sundays. Sundays, sometimes I get claustrophobic in church. I do. I like, Saturdays, there's people there, but it's not overcrowded. I've got breathing room. And I went to Mass on Saturday, and I was waiting I have not been to church since the lockdowns and shutdowns, okay? I went very regularly, the entire family, and then like a lot of people, we got out of that habit, and I had not gone back. And I wanted to go to confessional first, because you're supposed to go to if you've been away from church, you need to go to and confessionals on Saturdays before Mass. And I went to confession. And my daughter and I went together, and we went to church together, went to Mass together. I went to confession, and I did not realize, my wife told me that I had not gone to confession in like 10 or 15 years. I had not realized that. I knew it had been a long time, and it had been so long I forgot how to do it. And so I've been watching videos all week on how to do confession because I forgot. I'd been so long, and I had an app that walks you through it. And I went into the confessional, and when you go in to confess, you can do it like in the movies. They have where you can kneel down, got a little thing to kneel on, and they got the screen there like in the movies. And I always feel uncomfortable in the movie because, usually in the movies, it's never a priest. It's a hitman on the other side or something, right? It's always kind of weird to me. But I did something I'd never done in a confession before. I didn't confess through the screen. You don't have to do that. If you walk to the side, you can sit down in a chair and face the priest, which I did. So I did my confession facing the priest, which I've never done before. And I told him my sins, and told him it'd been so long. I can't remember all of them, and I forgot how to do this. And he walked me through it and everything, and then blessed me and forgave me my sins. And I went to Mass. And my plan is to do that every week and to stick with it like I used to. And I know a lot of you have returned to church, and we can't bring Charlie Kirk back alive, unfortunately, but getting people into church is definitely a very good thing. And there's there really is a, I'm not even sure how to describe what's being reported. It's a, what would be the term to use for this great Christian movement that has come, you know, people after the shutdowns and lockdowns, because that was a big year, that a lot of people's habits have turned, right? People stopped going to the movies, as an example, right? And they haven't really gone back. I can't remember I haven't gone to a movie in over 5 years. I haven't been to a movie theater in 6-7 years. And things come out on HBO Max and things so quickly, there's no reason to even go unless there's something. I can't imagine something where I have. Maybe if there was something I had to see so we could talk about it on the show, I might go. A revival? Is this a Christian revival we're in right now? People getting back to, and I don't want to be selfish, like because I've gone back to church after years that everybody, because I know a lot of you have stuck with it and gone, not missed a week. But I think millions of people have done what I've done, gone back to church for a long time, and habits have changed. And it's a good thing to get people back in church. Christian revival, is that fair? A Christian revival in the country? Absolutely. In the next hour, we've got a new sponsor. I'm not going to tell you about this till the next hour, but I got some of the most incredible news health-wise that you could possibly imagine getting. In fact, a big weight was lifted off my shoulder. I'll tell you about it in the next hour. We got a new sponsor that's joining the radio station today, and I'm very excited about this because what this sponsor did for me last week has been very life-changing and changed my life in some big ways, health-wise. I'm going to tell you about it in the next hour. Just a little mental note for myself. You might, if you follow me on social media, I posted on Instagram. We had a picture of me sitting in a doctor's office. I'm going to give you the update to that, and obviously it's good news because I'm telling you, but it's more than just good news. It's incredible news, and I can't wait to tell you about it. All right, so let's enough about me. Let's go to the phone calls and hear what you all think about me going back. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. If you're on hold, stand by. I want to get back to the news stories in the few minutes we have left in this first hour. I'm just going to play this because Richie had called in about Portland. This is from Meet the Press yesterday. Kristen Welker sitting there with Schumer. Schumer's gained a lot of weight. Hasn't he? He's gained some weight. Listen. Leader Schumer. Oh my goodness. Leader Schumer. Isn't Senator okay? If you meant Schumer, would you call him Leader Schumer or Senator Schumer? I'd call him Senator Schumer. This really shows you, that's not why I'm playing the audio, by the way. They're talking about Portland here. This really shows you the pathetic egos these people have. Leader Schumer? I don't think so. Listen. Leader Thune. Except when they don't. Like when Eisenhower had to use the National Guard because Democrats would not let black kids go to school with their white children. Remember that? And since the local law enforcement wasn't doing their job, Eisenhower had to escort those black students into that integrated high school. And the local police aren't doing their jobs in these blue cities. So the federal government has to step in like Eisenhower did with desegregation. He's gained weight, a lot of weight. No, it worked. Okay, what the military in Portland are doing, they're not doing. They want to portray that the military is on the streets doing police work. That's not the case. They weren't doing police work or making arrests in D.C. They're there for two things. One is the presence. The very presence is intimidating to these bad people, these bad guys. But mainly what the military is doing in Portland is protecting the government buildings, the ICE facility in particular. And you may have noticed there was an ICE facility attacked in Dallas last week. And a migrant was killed. Others were shot. And they're still going after ICE facilities. And have you seen the video of these very brave ICE agents risking their lives protecting the migrants? It was pretty amazing. They deserve medals. They certainly do. I want to ask you this. Do you or someone you know suffer from neuropathy? If you answered yes, listen up. Lighthouse Medical in Pompano has a treatment for neuropathy, a treatment that works, and a treatment that lasts. Steve went in over 3 years ago. He had every neuropathy symptom there is. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in the hands and feet, dizziness, loss of balance, the feeling of pins and needles in the hands and feet. Sometimes no feeling at all, sometimes multiple symptoms at once. Over 3 years ago, he went in for his treatment at Lighthouse Medical. They rid him of his neuropathy symptoms, and over 3 years later, they have not returned. Give them a call. They can help you no matter where you're located, okay? You don't have to be local. You can be anywhere that you're listening to my voice or watching me online, and they can help you anywhere in the world. 754-222-6642. Make sure you mention the Steve Kane Show so you can take advantage of their no-charge consultation at Lighthouse Medical Center. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. And online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. That's lighthousemedicalcenter.com. Callers on hold, you stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name's Brian Craig. We're going to take our break for the top of the hour, come back with much more and your calls right after this. Now, those of you watching with the green behind me, go to my main stream and you can see and hear all the audio and video I share. The direct link is in the description of the video. Click that link, it'll take you right there. All right, we'll be back on the air. We're on a radio station break. If you're on hold, stand by. All right, let me just check a couple things here. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. We'll be back in just over a minute, so I'm going to wait until we're back to take calls. Yeah, welcome everyone. Again, if you're watching with the green behind you, go to my main stream, and there you can see and hear all the audio and video I share. Okay, the link is in the description. We'll be back in less than a minute. The show's flying by, guys, today. $25 seconds. All right, we'll be back in 25 seconds. Less, actually. Hour number 2 has begun. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. I've covered a lot since we began, so before I recap and get into any new things, I want to take some calls first, all right? So let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Mark from Ohio.
Hey, Mark. What's up?
Pretty good. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right.
I had a question for you.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you knew that whenever somebody gets a pardon, that most or all their debt is wiped clean when they get a pardon.
What, like their credit card debt, or they got a car loan or a mortgage? What are you talking about?
It doesn't say.
No,
but
I don't know about that.
It does say that.
I don't know about that.
Well, it says, all right, well, I don't, okay.
What,
so
you're reading from something? Maybe it's their debt to society that's wiped away.
Well, it's like you got Peter Thiel was paid over $1 billion to start mass surveillance in the United States.
I have no idea. All right, I'm going to move on. That sounds like weird stuff to me. I had no idea what he's talking about. If that were the case, people would be getting arrested and getting pardoned just so they could get out of debt. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Tony.
Yeah, Tony, you're on the air.
Yeah, I'm from Portland. I wanted to talk about the problem with the National Guard stuff.
Oh, I thought the problem would be with the violent Antifa people. You think the problem's with the National Guard of your state? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So the thing is, the Antifa people, and I've been there, so I know. And I don't like Antifa, just to be clear. And I was there during 2020 when when shit was hitting the fan. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear or not.
No, don't swear.
Okay, sorry. When things were going very badly. But, and at that point I was like, yeah, Antifa is definitely the problem. Like, they were looting, they were making fires. But Antifa has not been a problem since 2020. There has not been any Antifa presence anywhere. All the clips that are being shown are from that time. And even, like, the ICE detention facility is in, like, the nicest part of Portland. Like, no one's doing anything there. There have not been any attacks there. I'm telling you right now, it's, like...
So this is interesting. So this is amazing. So you're telling me that everything we're seeing in the news and hearing from the President of the United States is untrue, that Portland, Oregon is a safe city, that there's not out of control crime or anything going on there. It's like a liberal utopia.
I'm not saying it's a liberal utopia. I'm saying it's like a normal city.
Normal city.
But like,
what's normal to you? Like right now, where I live. It depends on what normal is to you. Where I live, I can walk out of my house 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and walk all over the place, and I have I'll be fine, right? No crime, no worry. Don't have to look over my shoulder. Don't even need my sidearm. You're telling me that Portland, Oregon, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, you can just walk around all over town. It's safe and cool?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, that's great.
You can do that.
So when the National Guard and the Feds show up, they'll have nothing to do, and we'll see it all on television, that it's a perfect place. So that'll be great. So, yeah. So you guys are going to make Trump look like a fool. He'll go there, and the National Guard, they'll just be sitting there. There won't be people throwing Molotov cocktails at them or anything. That'll be great.
Yeah. It'll be great. The problem I have is that they're taking resources away from like search and rescue, from firefighting, from other things that the DHS does. That's really important.
Wait a second. Hold on. They're taking so if this is new information. I haven't heard this before, and since I'm in the media, we like to break news. You're telling me they're taking money away from the fire department. So if a house catches on fire in Portland, Oregon, the National Guard have the money, the fire department can't respond to a house fire?
No, okay, so not house fires, like wildfires, like any natural disaster events. The Department of Homeland Security does provide aid and help with that.
Yes. Well then they'll be on site with the Homeland Security on site. If there's a natural disaster, the response time will be faster because they're already there. They don't have to be called in.
They're going to be in Portland instead of being near the fire. You know, like they're normally like on the coast or near the forest fires, and now they're going to be even further away.
Oh, you mean they wait for the fires to happen? If they know where the fires are going to be, why don't they prevent them? So if there's a wildfire in the forest of Oregon, you're telling me that Homeland Security can't respond if there's a fire now because there's going to be some guys in front of the ICE facility? That doesn't sound true to me.
I'm saying that like instead of being like near like at a fire watchtower or on the coast,
so
it's like
so they have taken.
Like
come
minutes,
on, okay.
So
they have taken what do you call the people that work in those fire towers? Do they have a name? These fire watchers. So I know what you're talking about, and they made a movie recently with like Angelina Jolie or somebody big in the last couple of years. So you're telling me that the people that are in the towers in the forest of Oregon, who are fire spotters, they're no longer going to be in the towers? They've been moved?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the response time is going to be longer since they're being told.
That makes no sense because if they are deployed already, the National Guard isn't like the regular army, right? They have to be called up. The National Guard is made up of regular people that have regular jobs, right? But now they're already mobilized, so they don't have to call them up. They're already there. They just have to move them. They just have to go to where the problem is. So no, in fact, the response time would be faster now because they've already been mobilized.
Because they're in the middle of Portland and they have to take like an hour drive to go anywhere.
But they have airplanes and helicopters, and it's all going to be mobilized, and they're not going to be at work at their regular job at Best Buy or an office somewhere. They'll already be in uniform with their military gear ready to go. Sounds to me like Antifa. Would you be surprised if Antifa started a forest fire to try to distract the National Guard from Portland? Would that surprise you?
Yes, I would be very surprised.
Why?
I would be very surprised.
Why? Antifa wouldn't do something so immoral and violent and illegal?
No.
Really?
No.
Antifa doesn't do crime?
No, Antifa does crime, but they wouldn't start a forest fire. That's ridiculous.
Why not? Why wouldn't they start a forest fire? They throw bricks at federal agents. Why wouldn't they light some trees on fire?
Because that's like a whole different level of like extreme, you know?
Wait a minute. What is worse, setting a tree on fire in a forest or throwing a brick at a person, at a federal agent?
I would say setting a tree on fire.
Why? Wait a minute. You can kill somebody hitting them with a brick, right? So why is lighting a tree on fire worse than throwing a brick at a person? Oh my goodness!
You can kill dozens of people setting a forest fire.
But if you hit someone with a brick, you could kill them a person. You believe that if you had to throw a brick at a federal ICE officer or set a tree on fire in the forest, which would you do?
Neither.
No, but if you had to do one, which is more deadly? Lighting the tree on fire in the forest or throwing the brick at the ICE officer, which is more deadly? Dangerous.
I wouldn't do either.
But which is more dangerous? Which is more dangerous?
I think making a forest fire is more dangerous.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Dude, a forest fire can kill like dozens of people. Have you not seen what happened in California? Like there were dozens of people that were dead.
So trees are more important than people.
That's not what I'm saying.
Sure. That's exactly what you're saying. Oh my goodness!
I'm saying
Are you in college or have you graduated college?
I've graduated.
Oh my goodness! See, this is what happens. This is what happens. You get your mind washed and warped, and you're talking like a crazy person, and you don't even know it.
Here.
Yeah, I agree. Here.
Do you think that we should trust? No. Yeah. Okay. Look, maybe I'll agree that both are dangerous. You shouldn't do either. Maybe I'll say that the brick is more dangerous if it makes you happy.
No, but you don't believe that. I want you to no, but you don't believe that. You're just telling me that to get through this. You believe that lighting a tree on fire is more deadly than throwing a brick at a person. That's crazy talk, but hey, you're in Portland, Oregon.
Simplified. I think that's a very simplified way of talking about it because, I'm talking about a forest fire.
You're a crazy person. There's a difference. Right? You're a crazy person. You're totally insane.
Attacking me for my intellect is not a very good argument.
There's not much intellect to attack from you, but you're crazy. We were talking about an individual tree and an individual person, and you told me that lighting a tree on fire is more deadly than throwing a brick at a person. That's crazy talk. Completely insane.
I'm talking about setting a forest fire. Okay, yes, I might have messed up. I meant to.
No, you didn't mess up. I want to commend you for your honesty. This is the problem in Portland. You're a city of mentally deranged people. Your entire city is filled with crazy people. You don't even know how crazy you sound. You think I'm crazy with my MAGA hat on.
I would not do either. Why are you forcing me to pick between violence and violence? I'm not going to choose violence.
Trees are not a living sentient being. ICE agents are.
Yes, but both of them are crimes.
There's all kinds of crimes. There's all kinds of crimes, but but you could kill somebody with the brick, and you're likely to do some permanent damage with a brick. If you light a tree on fire, you're not killing anyone, and that can be dealt with before people are killed. Yeah. I mean you sound like one of these. You sound like one of these Green Party people.
Okay, so.
Oh, okay. Boy, you're making the case to go into Portland and take it all over because we have a city of crazy people.
Okay. My question is, why aren't we putting the National Guard in Dallas? Wasn't there a shooting there recently?
Mm-hmm. Well, they very well may. There was a shooting at an ICE facility, and they certainly have amped up protection at that ICE facility. And I would not be surprised if Governor Greg Abbott has sent the National Guard that are coming to Portland are coming to protect the ICE facility there because there's a lot of deportations going on. So they're coming to protect the ICE facility, which has been under attack from your fellow Portland Antifa, okay, the local Portland guys. And I would be surprised if Governor Greg Abbott in Texas has not deployed the Texas National Guard to the ICE facility in Dallas. I'm sure they've done it.
But do you see the difference between the president deploying the National Guard and the governor? Because one is allowed and one is not.
No, because your governor in these liberal states, the governors and the mayors have failed. I mean, you don't even know the difference between the life of a tree and the life of a person.
I do.
No,
you're just oversimplifying things.
No, you're overcomplicating things. Hey, listen, welcome to the show, and call me again sometime. Okay, I got to run for a break. All right. Oh boy, if you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm Anthony, and I'm calling from Philadelphia.
Hey, Anthony, what's up?
Hi. Oh, yes. I really don't know how you have the patience with these people. God bless you, really. When I hear these liberal lefties calling or criticizing the National Guard being called in, or their favorite is that the white man is the existential threat to society.
Yeah.
I'm saying to myself, in these predominantly black neighborhoods where crime is out of control, is the white man going into these areas and having drug gang shootouts? Are they going into the areas and driving by and lowering the window for.
Well, with the National Guard, the National Guard are going into these cities to protect the the federal buildings. The federal buildings are under attack.
Right, sure.
You know, and
sure, yeah, but
that's where they're being deployed.
But
they're not doing police work like they're trying to make you think.
I know, but I'm just talking about crime, period, and I'm going to put it together with the ICE.
Yeah.
With the ICE, the National Guard. The point is, when they're patrolling the streets, though, they are keeping the streets safe, just in case some of that behavior, to stop some of that behavior from occurring. Okay, because they're an intimidating factor.
Yep.
Okay, but the point is that, you know, these leftists, with all of their black radical rhetoric.
Well, I don't. What you're talking about is Black Lives Matter.
Get a job.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate it. All right. Get a job. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Please, and again, Nate.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Jay from Jersey.
Oh, hey, Jay. What's up?
I just went and, I didn't see it early this morning, so I just went into the playback of what you said earlier.
Okay.
Now, about a couple of weeks ago, you made a video outside of Starbucks.
Correct.
Early, 4 o'clock in the morning. You remember that?
5 a.m. They open at 5. Yeah, 5 a.m.
Yeah, you said to everybody, wouldn't you like to be out here not worried about crime and corruption? I could be here. I could stand here. Look at my city. I don't have to worry about nothing. That's what you said. And then a few minutes ago, a few minutes ago when you, on your opening bid there, you said you can't go out 4 o'clock in the morning no more because it's too dangerous. Now explain how both of them is the right one.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm a public person, okay? And what you're talking about, I said before before you liberals assassinated Charlie Kirk. And I have been
Wait a minute. He was a Trump supporter.
Now hold on a second.
He wore Trump shirts.
Hold on, Renee.
He wore Trump shirts.
Renee, stand by.
He wore Trump shirts like you do.
Okay, slow down. We're coming back from commercial break in about 30 seconds, okay? This is a radio station commercial. We're just on YouTube right now. I want to hold you through because I want to talk to you about this in detail when we get back on the radio, okay? So don't just hang in there because you brought up a good point, and but you're going to look stupid and you're going to feel stupid. But that's okay. All right, stand by. Wait, stand by. We're coming back. We got to, hold on. We're going to be back in 20 seconds. So stand by, okay? If you're on hold, hang in there. If you want to call in, the number's toll free, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Okay, 10 seconds. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show. Now, Renee from Harlem's on the line. Or is this Jay from Jersey?
No, it's not. My name is Jay from Jersey.
Jay from Jersey. It's hard to tell you two apart. You have the same rhetoric.
Well,
now you were
telling me apart.
We were talking during the break. I was taking a call there during the break, and you were. Well, I'll let you repeat what you said, and then I'll respond to it. I'll let you state what you said about me not being out in public.
Okay. A couple of weeks ago, you made a video showing us how you could go out 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, get coffee, stand around, and don't have to worry about nothing because you live in a safe place.
Correct.
Then this morning, you turned around and said, I can't go out 5 o'clock in the morning no more because it's dangerous. Somebody could try to kill me, basically. Mm-hmm. That's what you just said. Yep. Now, you said both of those statements. Which one is true?
Okay.
Because you worry about other cities,
there's a difference. Okay. There's a difference between me walking around and live. I'll tell you why. I for years on the weekends, on Saturday and Sundays, for years, early in the morning, I go and get my coffee at Starbucks, and I live stream in front of Starbucks. I've done this for years. And I had to change my location, 6, 7, 8 months ago because people were figuring out where I was and were showing up. And some of them were really kind of scary. But I have been live streaming from my secret location, Starbucks, where I'm undercover for the last 6 or 7 months. And I was talking about how safe it is where I live. And now I'm not live streaming there after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And this is why. I can walk out of my house and walk all over my neighborhood and not have a fear in the world, even with my MAGA hat on. I wear my MAGA hat around the neighborhood day or night, 2 a.m., 1 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 in the afternoon. I can walk all over my neighborhood and everything with my MAGA hat and all over my town. But if I'm live streaming on YouTube, you hear these people that call me and the things they say. I can't go out and broadcast exactly where I'm at, what live streaming on YouTube with some of these liberals that call me. I'm putting a target on the back of my head, and it would be stupid. It's a different thing. Don't you get it?
But you said you were safe. You said you were safe.
Except if I'm live streaming on YouTube and people in the audience that can track me down to my location. Who are some of these people are threatening?
Let me finish. Now, see, that's where it shows that you're a meathead and don't realize what you say. It can't be both.
It can't.
That means you are
if I'm just walking around, I'm anonymous. I'm just if I'm on YouTube, I'm saying, "Come get me."
Safe, but you can't be safe then.
Yes, I can.
That means you're not safe.
No, it's different. People.
If somebody bothers you, I'm not going to say what the other
people.
No,
wait. This is what you're trying. You know what you're trying to do, Jay. You're trying to get me shot. You're trying to get me. Yeah, you want me. You want me.
Doesn't shoot people.
They don't.
You act like your neighborhood. No,
they don't.
Listen, you acting as if your neighborhood is so good.
No, I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about somebody in my neighborhood. I'm worried about one of these lunatics like that moron I was just talking to before the break, or these other people with their perversions and nastiness tracking me down.
Listen to this.
There's a difference.
Okay, another white man killed up a bunch of people. Why are white people shooting and killing white people in these terrorist attacks?
I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking about.
Okay, you see in Michigan that a white man went into a church and shot up the people and put it on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Another terrorist attack with white people, but you're willing to put the Mexicans out of the country because they're criminals. What about all these white men that need to be put out of the country for keep shooting all these mass shootings?
The guy, there's an article in the Gateway Pundit. We don't have a lot of information on this guy in Michigan. Very little. But the Gateway Pundit.
What about the fact that
I'm answering your question. I'm answering your question. We don't have a lot of information.
It's about white men.
Excuse me. We don't have a lot of information about the this monster in Michigan. But the Gateway Pundit has a story this morning. He had an anti-Trump sign in the front of his house, a Stop Trump sign in the front of his house.
But what about the fact that they're white men that's doing all these mass shootings? Why aren't they being put out the United States?
Well, the ones that survive are going to prison, like the Charlie Kirk assassin. The other ones who take their own life or the cops take them down, you can't do anything with them. All right, appreciate the call. Oh my goodness. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Matt, I'm calling from Boston, Massachusetts.
Hey, Matt, what's on your mind?
Nothing. I've been listening to the show. I took last week off. I was just dumbfounded by the reaction of some people celebrating death in this country.
Yeah, that's liberals for you.
Yeah, it's I wonder, if a situation like that can't bring some of us normal-minded people on both sides of the aisles together, what is going to bring us together?
Trump.
Are we just destined for this country to just fade?
Trump has brought the country together, and the few liberals that are left can't handle it. The reason they're acting out the way they are, these leftist attacks are happening for a number of reasons, but one of the major reasons is they're out of power, and they're having meltdown tantrums over being out of power.
You know, I hate using the Nazi, you know, the comparison.
Well, then don't use it.
But
then don't use it.
The one thing I do say is, like, you know how when Hitler came to power, like, you know, from 32
how did he come to
41,
power?
he just brainwashed. And it's like, since 2016, all the liberals have heard is how, you know, Trump's a Nazi, Trump's this, MAGA, you know, MAGA's a disgusting. And it's like, you know, it's had an effect now. Like, you know, these 22-year-old, 23-year-olds have heard nothing but hatred since they were like 10.
You are correct.
And
absolutely.
And it's just sad.
It's sad. Yeah, when the Hitler-Nazi thing dehumanizes and villainizes the MAGA movement, and they're, you know, I mean, look, I was talking to a liberal a few minutes ago. He thinks the life of a tree, burning a tree, is deadlier than throwing a brick at a person. So I mean, I mean, I couldn't believe. I gave him so look what you're dealing with. All right, appreciate the call. I want to talk about coastal weight loss secret and all this weight I've lost. You guys watch me on YouTube. You've seen my weight loss transformation, and I mean, it's really so amazing. I've lost over 35 pounds. I'm in the maintain phase now. I'm what I weighed 29 years ago. I could lose more weight if I wanted, but this was my ideal weight, and I got where I was. I didn't think it was possible. You know, I lost about a pound a day without going hungry, eating foods I would normally eat, without any shots, any medications, and no exercise. And I don't know, the only thing I do is run my mouth, and I don't think running my mouth burns that many calories. And it's so great because I didn't have any major lifestyle changes. So now that I'm in the maintaining phase, I haven't gained an ounce back because I didn't have any big lifestyle changes. And you know, with Coastal Weight Loss Secret, you can lose 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days. My goal was 25 pounds. I lost that in the first 3 weeks. Yeah, and I've lost more than 10 pounds on top of that, and I haven't gained an ounce back. We have had listeners from all over the United States call Coastal Weight Loss Secret, and they have literally, not figuratively, literally lost a ton of weight. Give them a call and schedule your free consultation with Coastal Weight Loss Secret. 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. And online, coastalweightlossecret.com. We'll be right back. All right, let me take a call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Gavin. Good morning, Brian. How are you, sir?
All right, Gavin. What's on your mind?
Hey, I want to apologize. Last time I called, I was totally being a Gavin nuisance.
Okay.
Aside from that, we got a new MAGA baby in this world. Just had a baby.
Congratulations.
Got him circumcised. Thank you. Just, baby boy, blue eyes, blonde hair. Looks just like me.
Great.
But we got him circumcised. Got him circumcised by a mole, and he used his mouth.
Okay. All right. There you go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Renee from Harlem.
Oh, hey, Renee.
Today, because you are so classic. First of all, I want to remind your racist audience of a guy named Eugene Hassenfuss.
Who?
Who was on the plane distributing crack and money, and he got caught. And what he was doing was taking the Contras money.
The Contras? Do you have something more recent? I mean, we're now in the 1980s. You're talking about the 1980s.
Hey, listen, shut up. He was established.
No, excuse me. No, I'm not going to shut up. I'm sorry. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Iowa.
Yeah, Iowa. What's on your mind? Yes.
I guess what I'm trying to figure out is on January 6th, 2020, what exactly would have put somebody that was a Democrat in charge of the FBI?
I don't understand your question. The FBI, okay, the FBI, Chris Wray was in charge of the FBI. The FBI is a rogue organization, and that same FBI, led by the same person, are the people that broke into Mar-a-Lago with machine guns and tossed the president's private residence and went in the First Lady's closet. Those people. The people that broke into Mar-a-Lago. Same people. Same leaders. You didn't think this call through too well, did you, before you called in?
So it's an entirely rogue organization?
It has been, yeah. They've kind of been the secret government running the country, yeah.
Has been.
Yeah, I mean, you can keep repeating what I said. I'm sorry you didn't think your call through more before you called in. I mean, I know you're feeling stupid. You don't know what to say. You don't know where to go.
Don't. You're changing what's happening. I'm repeating what you're saying.
Yeah, because you have nothing to say. You're repeating what I'm saying because you have nothing to say.
I'm steelmanning your argument.
You're what?
I'm steelmanning your argument. I'm giving credence to your argument so that I can figure out where you're at.
Oh, I think it's pretty clear. I'm wearing a Trump 20. I'm wearing a Trump 2028 hat. If you can't figure out where I'm coming from, you've got some disabilities.
You're being like real. You're real up there, man.
Mm-hmm.
What? Why? I need you to come down.
Come down from where? Reality?
Wherever you are. You're clear. You're probably at least 3 levels above me right now. You're almost yelling at your screen, man.
No, I'm not. You got the volume turned up loud. Just turn the volume down. All right, we're coming back from a break, so I'm gonna put. Don't go anywhere. We'll continue this bizarre conversation. We'll be back in just a few seconds. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
10 seconds. Stand by. Hold on. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show. On the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. We were talking during the break. What's your name? Where are you calling from? I'd forgotten.
Robert from Iowa.
Okay, Robert. Okay, let me get the audience up to speed here, okay? Late last week, it was reported that officially, we now know, we have official documentation, something we've suspected, there were 274 FBI agents embedded on January 6th inside the crowd. 274. The President of the United States, Donald John Trump, posted on Truth Social at the end of the week this. It was just revealed that the FBI had secretly placed, against all rules, regulations, protocols, and standards, 274 FBI agents into the crowd just prior to and during the January 6th hoax. He says they were probably acting as agitators and insurrectionists, but certainly not as law enforcement officials. I want to know who each and every one of these so-called agents are and what they were up to on that now historic day. Then, over the weekend, Kash Patel came out and said that the 274 FBI agents were called to the scene after the event began and were there to do crowd control, which, of course, I and everybody with half a brain is calling BS on that. So that's what you're calling in about. So what are you trying to tell us here?
All right. So that actually furthers kind of where I was trying to go here. So the FBI is a rogue organization.
Pretty much.
Is it still a rogue? Let me finish my line of reasoning here. Come on now. So the FBI is a rogue organization.
Mm-hmm.
If it is a rogue organization, is it still a rogue organization under Trump?
To a certain degree it is, because Kash Patel, who is the director of the FBI, came out and told Fox News over the weekend, nothing to see here. These 274 FBI agents, we have documents here, they were called after January 6th happened as crowd control. For him to come out and say something so obviously ridiculous and stupid shows that something's wrong here. Yeah. I mean, why would Kash Patel wait over 6 months to tell us that they were just there doing crowd control?
So, I want to be clear here. I'm not totally in disagreement with you.
Oh, well, you were a moment ago. Now you see I'm making some sense. You're being red-pilled live here on the program. This is the beginnings of a red-pilling. I know you're fighting it, and I don't expect you to be fully red-pilled, but you've just admitted what I'm saying is making a lot of sense to you. I know it's hard to admit, but this is the beginning of a red-pilling that we're experiencing right now.
I have a further question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me the difference between a liberal and a leftist?
No, I'm not going to answer that question. That's just a diversionary tactic. See, what you're doing here
Why not?
We were talking about, excuse me.
What's the difference between a Republican and a conservative?
No, excuse me. We were talking about something here.
What's the difference between a Republican and a conservative?
You're not going to get. I'm not going to respond to your question. I'm not going to respond to your question. You can keep asking it. I'll just hang up on you. Well, because what's happened here is very interesting. Okay. You called in with something that really wasn't really thought out too well. You had some opinions.
Am I a liberal or a leftist?
Based on these talking points you hear wherever you get your news from. When I explain the things that I explained to you, you realize that I'm making some sense here. You began to get red-pilled, and to avoid that, you're trying to divert into another subject, and that's just not going to happen. Take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Sherry from Texas. How are you?
Hey, Sherry.
Hey. You know, I'm not going to take a lot of your time this morning, but I honestly believe that this Renee that calls into your station every day, he just wants to hear himself talk, because you can't fix stupid, okay? And most of the stuff that he brings up with you is just, it's already been mentioned. It's common sense of what he's bringing up.
I mean, there's a difference between me walking around town with my MAGA hat and then me setting up shop at a location, live streaming on YouTube, and talking about the news and the politics, right? With these,
Did you hear
these people that call me?
Did you hear the hesitance in his voice when you said, "You're trying to get me shot"?
Exactly what he's doing.
There was a hesitance in his voice.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just wanted to call him to say, you just can't fix stupid.
That's for sure. But
All right,
but you say that, but that last caller was the beginning of a red pilling. All right, this is, I think, him again. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Sam from New York.
Hey, Sam.
How do you think Trump will do against Obama in 2028?
Oh, do very well.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's already beaten Obama multiple times. The Obama campaign was involved in his first campaign against him. They were involved in him in the last campaign against him, and he's defeated the Obama team time and time again.
So in 2028, you are okay with Trump running for a third term as well as Obama himself running for a third term?
Obama can run with Clinton as his running mate, or George W. Bush, or Michelle, or I don't care. Yeah, run them all. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Cool. So we can just throw the whole Constitution away?
No, you can amend the Constitution. It's been amended 27 times.
Would you do that?
Amend the Constitution?
Would they do that first?
Sure, yeah, I'd amend the Constitution, do away with presidential term limits, sure. You know, the Constitution was amended so that blacks could vote. You know, Democrats wouldn't let black people vote, so they had to amend the Constitution. Democrats wouldn't let women vote, so the Constitution had to be amended. It's been amended before, 27 times. How
many states are required to ratify an amendment?
Are you in New York City or just New York State?
Oh, they gave me a free apartment in New York City.
Oh, I mean, I'm from Ukraine. Yeah, you're going to vote for Zohan, Mom Donnie?
I'm going to vote for your mom.
No, she's not running.
Oh, she's running something.
Mm-hmm. No, he hung up. Your mama. I haven't heard that one in a long time. That one goes way back. Yeah. Can you see? Yeah. Renee wants me to be out on the street live stream, and I'm here. Come find me with my red hat. Is that crazy? You see what I'm dealing with? Oh my goodness. These people are out of their minds. Yeah, I want to talk about the Sloman Shield link. This is an absolutely amazing thing. You hear me talk about the Sloman's doorbell camera and alarm system, which you can see why I have such things. Oh my goodness. I have such lovely people out there in the listening audience. But the Sloman's Shield link is super cool. Listen to this. What the Sloman Shield link does, it connects all your electronics in your house together. It takes all your everyday routines and actions based on your lifestyle and what you want to happen, and connects all your devices. So you get home at night, your TV comes on, your computer comes on, your favorite music comes on, your thermostat turns up before you even get home if you want to cool off the house a couple hours before you get home. And you can connect the Sloman Shield link to all the devices you already have in your home. They also include installation for all your devices, and they offer 24/7 support. So if you want to add a device or something over the weekend in the middle of the night, there's always somebody there to help you out. Give them a call. This is really an amazing thing. Toll free, 833-283-5050. 833-283-5050. That's 833-283-5050. Give them a call. All right, back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air.
It's PJ from Broward.
Oh, hey, PJ. How you been?
Pretty good, pretty good. Hey, did you see, I saw this morning, they're talking now with this 274 FBI agents, that were infiltrated into the J6. Guess who's next up on a hot seat, as per Donald Trump himself, is Christopher Wray.
Perfect. I can't wait.
All you had to do was just see him squirming. They asked him about how many agents were there. He goes, I can't talk about an ongoing investigation, all this stuff.
All those crowd control people. Yes, that's all classified. Crowd control's classified.
Yeah, so he's got to be. So I really don't, and that's another guy. I still remember when he wanted to cut short the Senate inquiry.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I gotta go on a business trip, which was his vacation.
Yeah. Well, I wonder, obviously he lied to Congress, but can it be proven with this? Because he just said he couldn't talk about it.
Well, he did. No, he actually did concede that there were a few FBI guys there, but like about 2 or 3.
What I'm curious about is this document that says there were 274 FBI agents doing crowd control. I'd like to see an investigation on this document to find out when this document was put together. Was it last week? When was this document really typed up?
Yeah, and also I want to see because we have a real J6. A lot of people don't know this, but right now we actually have a real J6 committee in Congress.
That's right.
And so I would like them to subpoena a whole bunch, in fact, all of them, the 274 federal agents, and ask them exactly what they were doing.
Well, it's important for them to be identified so they can be found in the crowd if they're wearing, and see what they were doing and what they were wearing. Some of them would certainly be able to be located with all the footage.
Yeah, including, who else will be, what other federal agent will be located is the guy whoever put that pipe bomb down by the DNC.
Well, I think with the one of the easiest would be, there's got to be footage of the people that put up those gallows. And PJ, come on, if somebody pulls up in a truck and starts erecting gallows in front of the Capitol building, they don't get stopped by the cops. Come on. So who are those guys?
I know that. Yeah. So they all need to be identified. I want to see the identification, who these 274 agents were. They got to come up to Congress and testify there, what they were doing, the whole bit.
No doubt.
While I was watching... Yeah, because there was no way those were MAGA that were like, anybody that was breaking the windows and stuff like that.
No way.
Those weren't MAGA.
That's Antifa, probably.
Exactly. Either Antifa or the federal agents themselves.
Correct. Yep. All right, PJ, you're out of breath. Are you okay? What are you doing?
No, I got a medical appointment today, and I'm want to get my blood pressure down, so I'm walking right now.
Oh, you're walking. Okay, all right. I can tell you how to. All right, PJ, I got to run for a break, but good to hear from you.
Okay.
All right, take care. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll take a break and be right back. Yeah, guys, and if you could go and use our promo code Kane at mypillow.com, it'd be greatly appreciated, because Mike Lindell is sponsoring all this extra that we're doing, the extra hour to the show, my afternoon show, and my weekend content. It's sponsored by Mike Lindell and MyPillow. And you guys going to mypillow.com using the promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, will keep that going and allow me to do all this, okay? And I do appreciate your support of the show through making these great purchases at mypillow.com. Well, let's see here. What time are we going to be back? Oh, we got 2 minutes. I'll take a call while we're waiting. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Brian. Chris from Pompano Beach.
Oh, hey, Chris. How you been? Haven't heard from you in a while.
Good. I know. I tell you, goodness, life just kind of goes on one day at a time, doesn't it? But listen to the show every day, and
Awesome.
Even like now, this show, just for the few things that you mentioned and brought up, and you could talk for the rest of the week on.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to go straight to Schumer and the Constitution. I mean, I really wish there would have been that some way somehow to put term limits on senators and the U.S. reps, for that matter.
Exactly.
Because we have too many Pelosi's and Barney Franks, and finally, he sat down a few years ago finally, but and this guy Schumer. I mean, come on. Because what they're doing is they're really poisoning. I mean, unfortunately,
my big question for Schumer, if I had anything to ask Schumer, I'd like to ask him how he accumulated a net worth of $80 million working for the government his whole life. Because the reason I want to ask, I'm not trying to get you on anything, Senator, but I want to learn how to do that. I'm working pretty hard. I don't have $80 million. How can I duplicate what you did?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's why they double down on wisdom and leadership like President Trump, because they expose how these guys launder their money and get their money. And it just doesn't make sense. They're not representing the people they're supposed to represent.
That's for
these
sure.
big mouths that get in there. Yeah, they don't represent. They represent themselves, and they really need to get out. Everywhere else has term limits. I mean, come on, governors, local commissioners, and mayors.
Well, listen, we're getting ready to come back. So, but I got to move on. But it's good to hear from you, Chris. Don't be a stranger.
Have a good one.
All right, take care. He's always got something to contribute. We're coming back in 5 seconds, so stand by. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back to our busy phones we go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Keith from California.
All right, Keith. What's on your mind?
Well, a handful of things. Guest brought up quite a few things earlier. One thing that I've noticed just throughout my years of being alive is there's always a group that wants to control.
Mm-hmm.
Just in general.
Yep.
There's many different means. One of them is the pharmaceutical industry.
Yes.
It's all profit motive.
Mm-hmm.
And I know my thoughts are quite sporadic little nervous being on the air.
That's okay. Well, plus it's not even quite 5 a.m. in California right now, so
I'm aware, man. I like calling this place California.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's very difficult being a third party.
What part of California are you in?
I would rather not say.
That's a big
state. I have traveled.
Well, here's the thing about California.
I have traveled from SoCal.
There are more Republicans in California than Florida, and California is about to become a battleground toss-up state in the presidential elections with the deportations and everything that's going on. California very likely will become a Republican state once again after President Trump's done cleaning it up. And that's a pretty exciting thing, isn't it?
I've worked in a lot of these blue cities, as we like to call them, the Democratic ran areas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Some of it's kind of bananas, man.
It is bananas. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call, all right? Does he sound high to you? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Bill from Louisiana.
Hey, Louisiana.
I have a question about Cash Cartel.
Yep.
Wasn't he involved with the FBI during January 6th, and shouldn't he be aware of what was going on during that day?
I don't know exactly what his job was. He was like, wasn't he an U.S. attorney or something? I don't know exactly what his job was on that day. Did he work for the Trump administration? I can't remember what his job was on that day. I don't know.
I can't remember either, but you know how everybody you work with talks. You'd think the word would get out, and he'd know something.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking.
It's certainly something to look into.
I don't have too much. I got a lot of reservations about him and Pam.
Well, listen, this Comey indictment had nothing to do with Pam Bondi or Kash Patel. Trump did this.
I know it.
Trump appointed Lindsay to be the acting U.S. attorney, and then boom, they got the indictment. So Kash and Pam Bondi had nothing to do with the indictment. Nothing.
Maybe she ought to be the new attorney general.
Maybe she will be.
That'd be great.
Yeah. All right. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call. Now, I want to tell you guys, I want to talk about, we're welcoming a new sponsor to the program today, Life Imaging FLA. And those of you that follow me online, on Instagram last week, I had posted a picture of myself and said that I'm at the doctor's office. Well, I was at Life Imaging FLA, and I had a full body scan and heart scan. And you guys have heard me reference over the years how much life insurance I have. I have a lot of life insurance. I have multiple policies. And there's a reason for that. I have cholesterol that is so high. I don't even know if I've shared it with you guys. I'm a little embarrassed to share with you how high my cholesterol is. There's nothing I can do about it. I've changed my diet over the years, everything else, but my cholesterol is about 300. And my cholesterol has been at about 300 for years and years and years and years. And the reason I have so much life insurance is because I have assumed for many years that I was going to have a heart attack in my 50s. And I'm in my 50s now. I'm 54. And there has not been a single day for years that I've not worried about having a heart attack. Part of the reason is every one of my doctors has been telling me for years, you're going to have a heart attack, Brian, because they know what my cholesterol is. It's about 300. And it's been that for a long, long time, over 20 years. Cardiologists, primary care physicians have told me this, you're going to have a heart attack. Nurse practitioners, you're going to have a heart attack. You got to get that cholesterol under control. Well, I went over to Life Imaging FLA. They gave me a full scan of my entire body, including my heart. And guess what? Zero blockage, and including that widowmaker artery. All my arteries are completely clear. Zero blockage, zero plaque. I am not a heart attack waiting to happen, which is, let me tell you, is so exciting. And it was such a relief off of my mind. And when I got out of there, I got in the car, I called my wife. My wife was so excited. By the time I got home, my wife had told my daughter, she told my mother-in-law, she told my mom, told the whole family. She called everybody and said, because everybody in the family has been saying, Brian's going to have a heart attack. His cholesterol is so high. You got to do something. And that's not the case. I'm going to be here for a very long time, guys. No heart attack coming. And now I know that, thanks to Life Imaging FLA. But they don't just detect heart blockage and stuff. They can also detect heart disease and some cancers before you even have symptoms. And the full body scan, it's an open thing. I didn't have to take my clothes off. I didn't have to put on a hospital gown. I just wore my jeans and the shirt I was wearing, and they gave me the scan. And but let me tell you, I am so excited. Call Life Imaging FLA for your free heart scan right now with just a few minimum requirements. This is valued at $699. From your cell, call pound 250 and say free heart scan. That's pound 250 and just say free heart scan. You'll be connected in just a couple seconds after that. That's pound 250, pound 250 and say free heart scan. They have 3 locations, Broward, Miami, and in Jupiter. Go and check them out. It will change your life. Make sure that you ask about their cancer screening and virtual colonography too when you're over there. Again, that's pound 250 and say free heart scan. Pound 250 on your cell phone and say free heart scan. And I got to tell you, what a weight that is off of my shoulders. That's why I have so much life insurance, because I just assumed I was going to have a heart attack and be dead. Now I know I'm not going to have a heart attack. And it made my whole weekend just a beautiful weekend. I was very excited. All right. So, and I know that may be some sad news to some of you in the audience. Some of these callers I've had today, they may not be so happy about it, but that's the case. All right. Well, let's get back to it. If you're on hold, hang in there. Oh, yeah. I also don't have any cancers or any growths or anything of any kind. I am in perfect condition from head to toe. Sorry, guys. We'll take our break for the top of the hour and come back with more of your calls, and we got a lot more to talk about. I am going to recap the story I led with today because it's a big story that the media is covering up, and I do want to recap that story. If you're on hold, stand by. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. We'll be right back. Okay. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. So if you're on hold, hang in there. We'll get to the calls in just a bit. All right, we're back. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Let me take a call or two, then I'm going to recap my lead story of today that the media are completely covering up. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh,
yes,
boy.
My name is Brian. I'm from Upper Arlington, Ohio, visiting Cocoa Beach right now. I just wanted to tell you that I love your new format, the way you do it.
Well, thank you.
When I would listen to it before, I would listen to it, and I would usually pause and then zip through your commercials. Sorry, but this way it's so much more interactive. So I appreciate it, Brian.
Well, your name's Brian, and you're in Upper Arlington. That's so crazy.
Yeah, I'm from Upper Arlington. I'm in Cocoa Beach right now.
Yeah, my grandparents lived in Upper Arlington when I was a kid.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, my grandfather was a police officer at the police station on the river there in Upper Arlington when I was growing up, where they have the waterfall.
At Greg's, maybe? Is it Greg's Dam?
Greg's Dam, that's right.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Well, so what's on your mind, Brian?
Amazing. Actually, that was it, Brian. I just wanted to tell you, I like the new format. I love it.
Well, I appreciate. Hey, listen, I'm always open to
keep it up.
compliments. It's better than being called a racist and a ism and a phobe and all kinds of other stuff. And that caller earlier that said your mama, that was the best. That was the best.
Well, that you are not. You definitely are racist.
All right, appreciate the call. All right, you take care. You take care. Okay, this story here, I opened with this story at the top, and this story, I've been following this story, and only this morning have we gotten these major updates. And the media are covering this story up, and if you're on hold, stand by. I want to get to this again, because this is crazy. Now, we know everything that happened to the president at the UN, right? The escalator, the teleprompter, the microphone, all that stuff. We talked about that. A Trump official was attacked in a bathroom and assaulted. And while we heard there was a Trump official attacked, we didn't get any details until this morning. And I've got two stories. One of them's a local ABC affiliate in New York, Channel 13 ABC WHAM. And then another one is the Times of London. So you put the two of them together and we get the beginnings of the story in detail. This is from WHAM, Channel 13, the ABC affiliate. Woman arrested after Trump administration official assaulted during UN General Assembly. Listen to this. A 62-year-old woman was arrested Friday after a member of the Trump administration was physically assaulted inside the United Nations during the UN General Assembly. In a statement obtained by the National News Desk, the New York Police Department identified the suspect as Patricia Shu, who was charged with assault and harassment. And I imagine more severe charges will be coming. Police said the incident occurred at the event Thursday, shortly before 6 p.m. Upon arrival, officers located a 41-year-old female. This is the victim. Upon arrival, officers located a 41-year-old female with complaints of pain and swelling to their face and right eye. The victim was treated on scene by EMS. A Secret Service spokesperson told the National News Desk they're aware of the reported assault on a U.S. delegate. Fox News reported the official who was attacked works in international relations for the Department of Health and Human Services. The staffer was at the event serving in support role for HHS Secretary Robert Kennedy. The White House Deputy Press Secretary Anna Kelly said this to Fox. An HHS official was followed into a bathroom, recorded, physically assaulted and verbally accosted by a deranged leftist at the UN who somehow entered the venue past multiple layers of security. Yeah, this is crazy. So then we get a little more information. The Times of London, have to go to Europe to get even more details. Very little reporting on this. The deranged leftist that assaulted this Trump official and beat them pretty badly in the ladies' room at the UN is a pro-Palestinian protester, as being reported by the Times of London. So here we have another leftist Democrat political attack on a Republican. And when will it stop? When will it stop? All right, let's go to the phones. 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name's Norm from upstate New York.
Hey, Norm, what's up?
How you doing? I have a question for you, if you don't mind. I've been watching Dan Bongino's show for about 2 years now, and him and Cash Patel got on board, and I was really excited about it because I was like, finally, we're going to get some guys in there that are going to take care of business. And then when the Epstein files came out, they both looked like they were scared to death when they were being interviewed about it. So we know that Cash Patel, there's some weird things going on with Cash Patel, but I was curious about your take on Dan Bongino.
I've talked about this a lot, but you're new, so I'll tell you. It's not a short answer, but I'll give you the answer. I mentioned before the top of the hour break that we got this Comey indictment. It had nothing to do with Cash Patel, Dan Bongino, or Pam Bondi. President Trump got that indictment against Comey. He appointed a Lindsay, 36-year-old girl from a law firm here in Florida, Fort Lauderdale, made her acting U.S. attorney. She went to the grand jury herself and got an indictment in spite of those three. And this is what I think with Bongino, okay? I think Bongino, while he was briefly a New York police officer and he was in the Secret Service on Obama's detail, I think Bongino doesn't know what he's doing. I think he's padded his resume, and he's been a big poser for years. And I always liked and listened to him too, but I think he hyped his own resume, and he got a job that he doesn't know how to do. I don't think he knows how to do any of this stuff. Cash Patel, I think there's a little bit of that with Cash Patel, that he talked a good talk, and now he's in charge of something, and he doesn't know how to do the job. But this nonsense he came out with, saying these 274 FBI agents on January 6th were there for crowd control, and he presents that to Fox like it's reality, shows he's either stupid.
Yeah, that's so far from the truth that it's not even like we can't even entertain that.
Yeah, it shows that he's either stupid, scared, or compromised. Pam Bondi, I don't know. I mean, she came up here in Florida through the Bushes, right? Through the Jeb Bush era. So I don't know if she's with Trump or with the Bushes, or if she's gotten by on her looks her whole life and doesn't know what she's doing either. But those three, Trump has, other than those three, everyone that Trump has picked has done everything we wanted and more. They've overperformed. Those three haven't done jack.
Yeah. I remember Stephen Crowder talking about Pam Bondi before she even got got elected by him and by Trump, and he had a lot of reservations about her. So it was interesting to watch that.
I don't know why he had. I don't know why he had reservations. We had no reason to have reservations about any of them. But and I promise you, Pam Bondi's pissed off that this younger, hotter, special U.S. Attorney Lindsay got the big kahuna. The Comey indictment was the big one. And she went out and got it in just a couple of days. And I'm sure she's pissed off, Pam Bondi, and embarrassed.
Yeah, I'm going to have to research that. That's very interesting. I wasn't aware of that. I think what we need to do is get some younger guys in there without families that are fearless, because I think these guys
I don't think it's fear. I think Bongino has been... listen, Bongino, we know he was a Secret Service agent and he was a New York cop. But do we know too much about what he did? The only thing I could find that he did, he was involved in one white-collar investigation as a Secret Service agent, and then he was on the protection detail. And from what we've seen with how Trump is protected, the Secret Service presidential detail are a bunch of amateurs who suck a lot. Okay, so that doesn't impress me that much anymore. Like that Shania Twain song, that don't impress me much. Okay,
right.
And you know, so I think he's done a very good presentation on Fox, on his podcast, and everything, hyping himself up. But I think he's padded his qualifications. There's a lot of resume padding.
You know, it's funny because I grew up on Long Island, and that's kind of like the attitude. Like, everything's hyped up. It's just like, you know, it's like, oh, I'm from New York. Yeah, well, that works if you're not from New York. You know what I mean?
Like Judge Janine's from New York.
I've lived in New York my entire life.
Judge Janine's in New York. Judge Janine's a New Yorker, and she's tough. I mean, she, you know, see, I think all of us.
Giuliani took care of business.
Yeah, see, I think, and he still
Giuliani
is.
took care of business in the 90s.
Yeah, you know, I think most of us thought that Bongino would be like Tom Homan. And I thought when he got named, I was very excited. I figured Kash Patel would be running the office and Bongino would be out there being the front man. You don't see him at all. I saw him take a selfie with somebody at the Charlie Kirk Memorial. Kash Patel at that Utah press conference with the governor after the Charlie Kirk assassination looked like an idiot. Right, he was standing off to the side, and it was embarrassing. I talked about it.
Who was that?
Kash.
Who was that?
Kash Patel at the press conference with the governor in Utah.
Yeah.
You know, and I've just not the day of the arrest, the press conference the night before. You know, and those three have been do-nothings. And now again, they're telling us that there's grand juries in place. Okay, that Pam Bondi has. So maybe Pam Bondi has some sealed indictments that we don't know about, but she had nothing to do with this Comey indictment, you know, and we know that for a fact. So no, I'm very, I go hot and cold on them because after that first interview they did, you're right about the Epstein stuff with
they just look scared to death.
With Bartiromo.
They look so frightened.
But were they? Well,
they look so frightened.
But why were they scared? Were they scared because for their safety, or because they got jobs they don't know how to do them?
I think they were scared for their family safety. That's what it looked like to me. But I mean, that's just my opinion.
Maybe, but they haven't done anything. Those three haven't done anything.
Yeah.
And then
it's almost like they've been in hiding. It's almost like they've been in hiding since they took these roles. Positions.
You know, and there's been opportunities. Like, I give you an example. That ICE shooting that happened in Dallas. Bongino or Kash Patel should have been there with Lindsey Graham at that press conference. Neither were there. Right? There's been these different instances where they should have been there, taking the lead, and time again they're not. If they come out and show us we're wrong, and they got all these indictments, like I read this morning that the Justice Department. They have subpoenaed Fannie Willis records for a grand jury. Okay. But I don't know. Lindsay came in and got that Comey indictment like in 2 days, arguing the case herself in front of the grand jury.
I'm just looking at this and like, if these guys can't get the job done, then who do we got to put in charge to do it? You know?
Well, they've done, I can't remember the guy's name, but President Trump has done something that's never been done before. They've appointed a second assistant deputy director of the FBI. I've forgotten his name. And that's never happened before. There's only one deputy director. Now there's going to be two. So they're obviously phasing Bongino out.
Huh. That's interesting.
All right.
He just got in.
Yeah, well, he sucks.
Yeah, I really appreciate your insight. You're doing a great job.
You know, a lot of you guys say, oh, well, you know, you never criticize. I mean, I've been criticizing these three since pretty early on. They've done nothing. Yeah. All right. Take care. Appreciate the call. Let me talk about Friendly Tire and Margate. You know, I was talking about this in the first hour. On Friday morning, Steve Kane's wife called me. I saw the phone ring. I was like, oh, what's going on? And she was at the Toyota dealer with, they have a Toyota Highlander. She was going in for the scheduled tune-up. And they gave her a price on tires that was insane. She said, do you think I get a better deal from Friendly Tire? I said, yeah. I said, you know what? I said, I'm pulling up to Friendly Tire now. Let me ask Friendly Mike. I'll call you back in a minute. Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire, Steve has a Toyota Highlander. They're going to get all 4 tires, brand new, out the door and on the road. They're going to get 4 new tires for less than the price of 2 tires at the dealer. 4 new tires for less than the price of 2 tires at the dealer at Friendly Tire in Margate. What else do I got to say other than give the phone number? That's right. Isn't that something? 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. That's 954-977-9445 for Friendly Tire in Margate. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll be right back. If you're on hold, stand by. And if you'd like to call in, please do. The number's pinned in the live chat. If you're new, we're on a radio station break now. The number is 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are watching. And I'll take some more calls when we get back and got some other issues to get to. I've got to queue up a few things for the next segment. Oh, yes, that's a big one. I meant to get to that earlier. I'm just cleaning some things up for the next segment. Okay. I'll be right back, guys. Got to go check on something. All right. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm going to wait till we get back to take calls, if you don't mind. All right. No, we got time. I'll take a call now while we're waiting. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Joellen from Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Joellen.
Hey there. I hear you bashing Dan Bongino again.
I'm not bashing. I was asked my opinion. Hold on, Joellen. Hold on. You know, Joellen, we're in a break on the radio. I'm gonna put you on hold and go to you after the break, okay? Because I want this to be heard by everybody. All right?
I hope so.
Of course. I'm gonna put you on hold. I'll be back to you. I just don't want you to have to repeat it. No, hold on. Are you gonna be first after the break? No. I hope so. We'll be back in a minute. She's implying that I'm not going to take her call. I put her on hold. She's on line 1. So if she's not there when I go to her, she hung up. But she's like, I hope so. Is she not implying that I'm going to let her go? I'm not going to take her call? Oh, my goodness. No, I'm going to do it. But I'm going to do it when we get back from the break because I don't want her to have to repeat. And we'll be back in less than a minute. Hold on, let me check the time. Yeah, we'll be back in about 30 seconds. Oh my goodness. If you're on hold, hang in there. Joellen's going to be first. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness, I tell you. All right. 15 seconds. Welcome back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Joe Ellen from Fort Lauderdale's on the line, and you said that I'm bashing Bongino.
Just the way you're talking about, he doesn't know what he's doing. Have you any idea what they are doing?
Well, that's the problem.
Do you know what they're doing behind? Do you know what they're? Yeah, but do you know what they're doing behind the scenes?
Well,
I mean, do you think Trump would keep them if he did not think they were doing the job? Bongino did not want to take that position. It wasn't like he wanted to go there. He gave up a lot to be there. Trump came to him. It wasn't him.
Okay, now let me just catch people up to speed here. What inspired all this discussion today is at the end of the week, we got officially something we've suspected and has been talked about for years, but we now officially know there are 274 FBI agents among the January 6th crowd. President Trump went to Truth Social and said they were probably agitators and insurrectionists. Kash Patel comes out over the weekend and goes against what the president said and said that they were there. They came after the event started for crowd control. Who believes that? And if that's the case, why did it take them 6 months to do it? So far as we don't know what they're doing behind the scenes, we don't know what we don't know. But I know this, they had nothing to do with the Comey indictment. Trump got that with Lindsay on his own. Okay?
So what did he do? He went to Pam and said, or he says, Pam's not doing a good job. We're going to go to this Lindsay.
He did. He posted on Truth Social a couple weeks ago about that. Remember?
Nope, I don't remember.
I will pull it up. It'll take me a few minutes, but I'll pull it up.
What did he say about what that Pam wasn't doing?
I don't have it queued up right now. I'll pull it up and share it in a few minutes. I got to pull it up. But Trump posted. He sent a private text to Pam Bondi about her inaction, and then he took that text and copied and pasted it and put it on Truth Social.
He actually said about her inaction.
Yeah. I just pulled it up. This is what it was.
Okay,
I'm going to read it to you. You ready? Okay. Yep. Now this was about a little more than a week ago. It was a text message that President Trump copied and pasted to his Truth Social page. Okay. Here it is.
Okay. Yep.
Pam. Again, everything until I say I'm done. These are the words of the President of the United States, Donald John Trump.
Yeah.
Pam, I have reviewed over 30 statements and posts saying that essentially same old story as last time. All talk, no action. Nothing is being done. What about Comey? Adam Shifty Schiff? Letitia? 3 question marks. They're all guilty as hell, but nothing is going to be done. Then we almost put a Democrat-supported U.S. attorney in Virginia with a really bad reputation past. A woke rhino who was never going to do his job. That's why 2 of the worst Dem senators pushed him so hard. He even lied to the media and said he quit and that we have no case. No, I fired him. And there is a great cause and many layers and legal pundits say so. Lindsay is a really good lawyer and likes you a lot. We can't delay any longer. It's killing our reputation and credibility. They impeached me twice and indicted me 5 times. The rest is in all capitals. Over nothing. Justice must be served now. Signed President DJT. So he's telling her, you haven't done a damn thing, Pam. What's going on here is what he's saying.
Well, why at the cabinet meeting she's saying she's always doing a great job? Maybe she's not doing. I mean, I can't talk about Pam Bondi because
it's the
don't
same
know.
thing.
And I think I'm surprised though he would put something like that out.
He did.
Making himself.
President Trump did that.
I know. I understand that. I'm just surprised that he would put something like that out.
As long as he had why hasn't he fired them? I give you a couple possibilities. Okay, one possibility is your fantasies are true, and I hope they are, that they got everybody indicted, and we're just waiting, although Lindsay got the Comey indictment. He may not want to fire them for two reasons. One, that creates scandal in the media, and two, while they're working with him, he controls them. If he fires Pam Bondi, next thing you know, she's on MSNBC or CNN bashing him every day, right? Like a good bushy.
Okay, I don't believe that would be the case.
Well, explain. Okay. You're shocked. I'm shocked you didn't know about this. No,
I didn't. I didn't know about that.
Well,
no.
what say you now that you know he was pissed at her for doing nothing?
What say me? I say they're probably doing a lot. I mean, when they come to the table,
President Trump says they're not. Trump said nothing. Nothing. You and I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but he does.
Okay. All right. But I mean, when he goes to the cabinet meetings and they're posted for all of us to see, they're saying what a great job they're doing, drug bust and all this other stuff. I know that's
and by the way, that post is still. He didn't delete that post from his True Social. That was a text message, and Loomer reported on this. It was a private text message, and he was so pissed he put it up on his Truth, and it's still there right now. As far as I know.
Well, if it was private, then why would it be?
Because he's pissed. Because she's doing Jack, and he's pissed.
Okay, I don't know. I'm
now you do know.
Concerned about Dan Bongino. I'm more concerned about Dan Bongino because, like I said, we don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. I think they're probably the ones that are doing the investigating and doing stuff like that, and.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's what I think. That's what I think. And they're not going to. And they're not just going to.
Listen. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something.
Unless they have a clad case. Unless they have a clad case, they are not going to be brought because.
Joellen, do this. I know you feel kind of blindsided with this, and I like you. Okay, I'm not going to treat you like I treat one of these mouth-breathing idiots.
I did not. I admit I did not hear that.
So what I want you to do is, I just retweeted the president's message. Read it and then sit on it. Call me back tomorrow or the next day or something. Okay.
I don't need to have it retweeted. I believe what you said.
Well, I just wanted I just process.
And I wasn't aware of it.
I just want you to have time to process it because now you're caught off guard. You're being a little feel a little defensive, and I get it.
January 6th, the 274 people. Yeah, I don't believe that they were there for. But what were they doing? That's the thing.
Well, that's what I want to know. Did they break the window at the front door? Were they leading the charge and hurting people through? I don't know, but I know that Cash's story is BS. Called in to do crowd control.
That's what I was waiting for.
Come on.
That's what I was waiting for when they said 274 guys. And I said, okay, but what were they doing there? What was their purpose?
And by the way, I don't question that there's a document that Cash says they were doing crowd control, but that document's a forgery. Right. It's a fraudulent document. Come on.
Well, there was a clip there where they had the policeman bashing the window himself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was a policeman, and we saw it, and then sort of dragging these people in. I forget who posted that.
Yeah.
One of these podcasters. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
all right.
Anyways, it just hurts my heart when I think about Bongino.
Listen, I've been a fan of Dan Bongino's too, but he's come on. I mean, if I were in Dan Bongino, why wasn't Dan Bongino taking at any of these press events for these high-profile cases and Cash? I mean, it's just.
Well, maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe they're staying low key and really getting down and dirty. But I'm hoping that's why. So let's see what happens. I want action too.
Okay, all right. Take care. Yeah. I took the first break of the hour late, so I got to get us back on schedule. So if you're on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll be right back. Okay, hold on. I got a couple. Let's see. I got to do this and this. Okay. All right. right, now guys, listen, it's very important for you guys to go to mypillow.com and use our promo code Kane at checkout and let Mike Lindell know that his support of the expansion of the program is working out good for him. So go to mypillow.com, use my promo code Kane at checkout for huge savings going on right now. All right, yeah. So I appreciate your support of My Pillow, guys. It does keep things rolling. We're going to be back in 1 minute, so I'm not going to take any calls till we get back. But see Joellen, she got caught off guard there, didn't she? She didn't know about that text that the president posted to True Social. She was taken aback by it. She's a fan of Bongino. Hey, listen, we were all fans of Bongino. But he doesn't have, they obviously don't have what it takes. No, they weren't doing crowd control. Come on. Does anybody buy that? And Cash if Cash came out and said, well, the documents show they were doing crowd control, that's BS. I'm going to look into that personally with Dan. But he didn't say that. He presented it to Fox. Oh, no, I've got the records here. Why didn't he share those 6 months ago? Okay, stand by. All right, we are back on this Monday morning. All right, can you believe October's almost here? It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Before I go back to the calls, Steve's not here today. He's off today. So I'm throwing this out, and I'm putting something together for Steve. I don't want to say what it is because I don't want to spoil a surprise I'm working on, and I really don't even like to spoil it this much because I don't want Steve to know I'm working on something. But I'm working on something for Steve Kane, and he doesn't know what it is, and unless he's listening right now, he doesn't even know I'm working on something. I have been gathering a lot of information about Steve's broadcast history, and what I'm looking for is anyone out there who has anything from Steve's Orlando radio days. If you have a screenshot of something from a Facebook group or something from Steve's radio show back in 1977, if you could get that to me, I would appreciate it. You can email me. If you go to my website, briancraigshow.com, if you go to my website, you can email me directly and personally at briancraigshow.com, and I'm looking for anything you have. It could be an ad from the radio station back then, from the newspaper. It could be a memo. It could be a website or Facebook group. I'm putting together something for Steve, and when I'm done, I will reveal it to you. I just don't want to spoil the surprise now. But I have a lot of stuff on Steve, and I'm looking for a little bit more from the Orlando days. So if you have anything, get it to me. And I know somebody out there does, or multiple people. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's JJ from Mass.
Hey, JJ, what's up?
Well, just listening to the conversation, and this FBI story and Pam, Dan, and Cash.
Oh.
Look, when a story like that comes out, I was very happy to see it, but there are just so many different. Listen, the FBI right now is more effective than it ever has been before. The stats are there. Nobody knows the stats. And I don't look at Cash and Dan. They're not political climbers. They're not interested in the political aspect of it. But everybody wants that. Everybody wants the show. They want the performance. You know, like Comey was the thespian, and he was an actor. He loved that power. These guys just want to stop crime, and that's what they have been doing. The numbers are there. It's phenomenal what they do.
Yeah, the regular crime.
But nobody knows.
The regular criminals.
Well, regular crime is beyond important. That's the crime.
Yeah, but I get it, but they didn't have anything to do with the Comey
Remember
indictment.
your story earlier, Brian? Remember your story earlier about The Rock?
Yeah.
Against the, and the forest fire?
Yeah.
Is it more important for these guys to go after the people that are going to kill somebody, or is it more important to go after them for the political payback? And we're going to get them anyway. My point is this.
Immediacy today, it's more important you get the guy with the rock.
Well,
if we don't get these,
limitations.
Listen, if we don't get these lawfare people, we'll lose our country.
The thing is, Brian, we're getting them no matter what, even if they don't go. I mean, like right now. Well, I'm going to finish with my train of thought here. These, it's sort of like if you want clowns, it's sort of like go to the circus. Like, they're not interested in the spotlight. They're interested in stopping the crime. And yes, Comey. The thing is, Brian, when we get a story like this, and I love that story. And I love that we got this story about these FBI agents, but maybe we were just given that story because they know we want it to be true. And then down the road, somebody surprises Trump with this document that maybe Cash came out of that with that statement because it's like a preemptive. Sorry, guys, you can't use this to get the president now. There's all kinds of stuff happening. I just think people are overthinking it and underthinking it. I mean, it's just a lot more. I think that they've done.
Here's the thing. Okay, Lindsay comes in 2 days, she goes to a grand jury, argues the case herself, and gets the big kahuna, Comey, the #1 guy, indicted. These people have been sitting around for 6 months.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I'm sure you're up to speed on most everything. You know that the guy that was there, the AUSA that was there in charge of this case, he was the godfather to one of Comey's
But the Attorney General herself could go to a grand jury.
The Attorney General, Brian, the Attorney General hardly ever tries the case unless it's in the Supreme Court. She's the director up there. Bottom line is, I said that she was ecstatic, and I believe she was. And I think Trump's, truth was sort of a, love you, Pam, but, speed it up, okay? Pam, I'll give you this analogy. Pam is in the same position that Trump was in his first term. Trump knew it was bad. Pam knows it's bad, but Trump knew it was bad, but he didn't know how bad. And I don't think, is Pam a little bit too soft? Maybe. And I believe Trump would fire her in a heartbeat. He doesn't care about that.
He hasn't fired anyone. He has not fired anyone.
He'll fire anybody.
Well, why, if it's so bad, how did Lindsay get that Comey indictment in like 2 days?
Well, Brian, you said that she did it in 2 days. She didn't. I mean, listen. She had the help of thousands of people.
She went and she even argued it herself. She even argued the case herself.
Correct. She looked at she didn't do all the research all by herself. She had all the paperwork and research and all the. I mean, it was there to get this guy and to get Comey. The statute of limitations running out is one thing, and I think that's why Trump. Listen, we got to get these guys before the statute of limitations runs out, unless, of course, it's within the conspiracy. And then, maybe they're just letting people be at ease. They think after 5 years it's going to be all well and dandy. And then they find out, well, no, sorry, guys, you're part of the conspiracy and the 5 years thing doesn't work here.
Yeah.
They may be doing it to let these people get soft and talk because they're all under surveillance. My point is this. You either believe that Pam Bondi, Cash Patel, and Dan Bongino are good, honest people, or you don't. Now, inept, maybe Pam's a little soft. I don't think, listen, I believe in all three of them, but I believe in Cash and Dan. And practically, I believe in Dan Bongino more than any of them. But Cash Patel as well. This Cash Patel is the guy that he was an investigator for the Senate or for the House with Nunes.
Look at what Tom Homan and Kristi Noem are dealing with. Why, they've got this big government agency, and they're out there knocking in doors every day. So why can Tom Homan and Kristi Noem use a similar government agency so effectively, but these three haven't done jack?
Well, the whole thing is, Brian, is that they've done a fabulous job. The numbers are the FBI.
You're talking about regular crime. You're talking about regular.
I'm talking about all crime. I'm talking. That's what they're there
Not
for.
the lawfare.
They're there for all crime.
They're there for the lawfare too.
They're there for all crime, and is Comey. Listen, they're there for all crime. But listen, Holman is the liquor store. Cash and Dan are the grocery store. Holman goes after one thing, okay? And I love Tom Holman, and I'm not disparaging him in any way. But Tom Holman got more help from the federal government. It's all one big team,
now,
and the
listen,
big focus is on the illegal aliens, right? Illegal aliens are a big focus.
Tom Holman, he's the kind of guy, if you never heard of Tom Holman, you didn't know who he was, and you saw him at the mall, you would know he was a cop, right? And it's
he's big and he's tough. You'd know that.
It's how he carries himself. And I've seen. Think about it. Border czar is kind of like an unofficial job. They have no authority whatsoever. He turned down being director of Homeland. They have no authority. And I see him out there on the front lines taking charge, giving orders to local law enforcement and federal agents.
You see him on the media, right?
I've seen him on TV, and he gives orders, and he gives...
The media, the TV is...
Yeah, then he goes and kicks in a door and arrests people.
And what you see is...
I saw Kash Patel in Utah off to the side of the stage looking terrified, like, who am I? What am I doing here? It was like Admiral Stockdale at that press conference.
Well, it's the old school. Admiral Stockdale, I don't know about that, but listen, it's the show, Brian.
I know exactly what I meant.
Well, it's the show.
Yeah, well,
it's the show.
Okay.
You're interested in. Not you, but people in general are used to what the FBI was.
Listen, I got to run because I'm up against a break. All right, hey, listen, I hope. Okay. I want to be wrong. I want you to be so right. You understand that, right? I don't want to be right.
Well, yeah, no, I know, Brian. I know you got an angel on one side, and you're arguing back and forth between the two. I know you want it to be. I'm just saying that there's a big difference between Holman and what he does. That he goes after illegal aliens, and Dan Bongino and Cash go after 1,000 different crimes all over.
Lindsay, two days. Lindsay got Comey, the biggest fish. All right, take care. If you're on hold, stand by. I want to take a moment to talk about coastal weight loss. All this weight, over 35 pounds I lost, which was above my goal weight. Remember, I only wanted to lose 25 pounds. I lost over 35, and I've kept it off with no pills, no injections, no surgery, no exercise. I was never hungry, eating foods I would normally eat. And you know what? My results are typical. I lost about a pound a day with that. Can you imagine? And my results are typical. You can lose 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days. I'm going to give you the number to Coastal Weight Loss Secret. Call them. Schedule your free consultation right now. And they can help you no matter where you are located in the United States. 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. And online, coastalweightloss.secret.com. We'll be right back with the Gold Report. Hey there, wait, hold on. Okay, 1 minute. We'll be back, guys. 1 minute. Okay. The show has flown by today, guys, hasn't it? If you're new, Make sure you subscribe. And if you're watching with the green behind me, if you go to my mainstream, you can see and hear all the articles and videos I show. And the direct link is in the description of the video. Just click that link, all right? It'll take you right there. All right, 10 seconds. All right, we are back. I'm Brian. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show. It's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with our first look at gold and the other precious metals for the week. William Youngerman, how the metals looking?
The metal's still in a very bullish uptrend market that is unstoppable from what we can see so far. Gold Friday closing at $3,758.70, which was up $10.50 after trading in a range of $3,733 all the way up to $3,785. Silver closed up 88 cents on Friday, closing out the week at $45.99 the ounce, while platinum gained $52 at $1,575, and palladium closed up $19 at $12.48. Well, the rally continues big time this morning as gold traded in a range of $3,756 all the way up to $3,832 this morning so far.
Wow.
Right now, gold's at $3,816.
Wow.
$3,816 on gold. That's up $57.30. Silver up another 71 cents at $46.70 the ounce. Silver got up to $47.20 so far this morning, and gold got up to $3,832. Platinum up $15 right now at $1,590. Saw a high of $1,633 so far this morning. And palladium up $2 at $1,250. Again, a high of $1,322 earlier this morning. So the metals are doing very well, and it's still the place to have your money.
Yeah, I mean, this is amazing. Somebody just told me off the air they're bringing a load of coins to William Youngerman's today. You know, you sell the metals, but you also buy them, and the look on people's faces when you give them the value of their coins or their old broken jewelry, it must be like they felt like they won the lottery these days, William Youngerman.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. They bring in little pieces of hollow jewelry, gold jewelry, and they're absolutely stunned by how much that little light earring or bracelet brought. So yep, that's true.
Yeah.
Yep, you've got a lot of value sitting in some of those drawers at home that you don't wear anymore.
That's right. So start looking through your jewelry boxes, guys, for that old broken jewelry. And did you say hollow?
Yeah, some of the hollow gold really mounts up in it.
Really?
I think it's nothing, but it really amounts to quite a bit.
Yeah. Listen, William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. Give him a call, toll free, 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. His address is 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. And you can find both his website and phone number on his, you can find both his phone number and address on his website. I'm so excited thinking about how much hollow gold jewelry's worth. I can't think straight. You can find his phone number and address on his website, WilliamYoungerman.com. That's WilliamYoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk tomorrow.
Okay, have a great day. Thanks.
All right, take care. All right, let's go back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Greg.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, listen, this constant bashing of Pam Bondi. Let me ask this question. Do you know what they indicted Comey for, what the main charge was?
The lying to Congress, wasn't it? Wasn't it lying to Congress?
No. Incorrect.
What
you
was
don't
it?
even know the facts about the case.
I don't care.
It's that he put... You don't care what the facts of the case are?
Well, no, I don't care. As long as they got an indictment, I'm happy. No, I could care less. As long as he's got an indictment that's punishable by jail.
And what happened? And what happened?
What they get him on then? What they get him on, Greg? On your poor.
The main charge in the indictment was that he told a friend to tell like a public news outfit.
No, he lied. No, we're both right. No, he lied to Congress. He was asked in a congressional hearing whether that he had leaked or used a third party to leak information to the media. He said, no, that's lying to Congress. He perjured himself. He lied to Congress. So what do you mean I was wrong? Then what are you telling me I'm wrong for? I was right.
Wait. The initial crime was.
Okay. Whatever, Greg. I was right. Oh, my goodness. Pathetic.
Okay, but let me ask you a question. Oh, I was right. But also, you know what?
Well, you said I wasn't.
No, wait. But the main crime is the fact that he told a person to release some information that he should not have. And then he lied in front of Congress. So without one, you can't have the other. The lying before Congress is the secondary.
You know, this is so pathetic. This is so pathetic.
And let me ask you a question. If he gets off, all he wants is indictment. And you know what, Pam Bondi, by the way, why do every female Trump deals with, appoints, you have to talk about their physical appearance?
I don't talk about everyone's physical appearance.
You don't? No, I'm talking every female. Didn't you say she looks like a supermodel? How hot she is? Oh,
Lindsay?
Pam Bondi's hot. Come on, acknowledge her.
Yeah.
So you don't say that? You don't think that's sexist?
No. What, admiring beauty?
No.
No.
Every female you talk about, you have to have a sexist. You know what? The beauty is not part. It's her professionalism. It's her knowledge, her brain.
No, I'll tell you a woman who's sexy in a different way. Judge Janine, she doesn't mess around. Judge Janine.
She's like 70 years old.
Yeah, but she's got that natural charisma. If she were the Attorney General, we'd have these things done already. I mean, this new acting U.S. attorney comes in a couple days, gets an indictment against the ringleader, Comey.
And listen, so, first of all, the whole phrase about indictments. They're very simple to get.
Well, Pam Bondi hasn't gotten any that we know of.
Is Pam Bondi, by the way, the attorney record in that case?
She's the boss. She could get them. Come on, Greg.
If she wasn't an attorney.
Greg, this is a stretch. All right, I appreciate the call. Before I go back to more calls, let me talk about Joe Thomas. Joe Thomas, we have some, one of our commercials we run on the radio station is with one of our listeners, Bruce. Where he goes and he got one of those annuities with what I call the signing bonus. You can make 10% on your money before you leave Joe Thomas's office. How long would it take you to make 10% on your money, a sure thing, in the stock market? If everything went well, a year, maybe? How about making 10% before you walk out of the door, before you get back to your car? That sounds pretty darn good to me, doesn't it? Give Joe Thomas a call. Talk to him about annuities. With annuities, not only can you get that 10% bonus, but on your money on day one, but your money's never at risk. Your money is always safe, and you're guaranteed an income stream every month for the rest of your life. It's an amazing deal. Give Joe Thomas a call. His number is 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. That's 561-743-0999. And if you missed the number, just go to his website, JupiterJoe.com, and it's listed right there, JupiterJoe.com. All right, our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is James up in Delray. How you doing, buddy?
All right, James in Delray. How are you?
Listen. I got a couple questions for you. One, do you think President Trump knew that Comey's statute of limitations was coming up? That's why he put that memo out to Pam Bondi the week before.
Well, everybody knows because it was talked about a lot. They were kind of counting on that,
Right. I mean, not everybody, but anyway, I'm glad that started many to come. Hopefully. Also, did you see anything about the possibility there's a conspiracy about the thing in Kirk's shirt that was an explosive device like the pagers?
You're the second caller to mention that. No, somebody called me earlier. There's somebody spreading some rumor online that there was an explosive device on Charlie Kirk's microphone, like the Israeli pagers.
Right.
Right. So these are the anti-Semites. They want to try to tell you they've been trying to tell you that the Israelis killed Charlie Kirk. So now they're trying to get this beeper bomb thing going. Please, no. There's no. We all saw it. It was a bullet. Sadly, I wish I wouldn't have seen it. No, that was not an explosive device. Come on. That's
okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole video. There's a whole video out that shows guys going and grabbing something out of one guy's hand, passing it off to another guy's. It didn't help Charlie Kirk. They ran.
Well, that tends to happen when people get shot. People run when bullets start flying. Unless it's Trump.
No, these guys were on the stage at Charlie Kirk's side.
No, don't you understand? Listen,
they passed something off.
We know what Israel did with those beeper bombs. It was with the terrorists, right?
Right.
So there's a group of people that have been trying to blame Israel for the assassination. Now they've come up with this beeper bomb story with the bomb in his microphone. It's nonsense. I remember when that beeper bomb thing happened, I saw a lot of that, and they didn't have any gunmen around. Like, I remember one guy was like getting his hair cut or something, right? He was in a barber chair and it went off. So no, this is
I was just curious if you heard anything about it.
Yeah, you're the second caller to mention it to me today. I don't know, where did you hear that at? Because whoever's promoting that, you should.
On the Stu Peters show.
I would not, if they believe that and are promoting that, I would not listen to them.
I'll send it to you. I'll text it to you.
Just send me the name. I'm not going to click any links that anybody's. All right, I appreciate the call. That's just more their anti-Semitic BS that a lot of these people are pushing. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Bob, Texas.
Hey, Texas. What's on your mind?
Oh, nothing. I'm just thinking of how much the right keeps on denying science and studies and things like that.
Denying what? What are we denying?
Well, the Department of Justice came out with a study saying that 86% of all violent attacks come from the right.
Really? Where are the right? Tell me of 86. Tell me where these right-wing attacks that they're citing in that study are. Where did they happen? Can you tell me about them?
In the United States.
Yeah, tell me about the specifics so I can look them up.
Well, you can just Google it.
No. You said 80% of violence is coming from the right. 86%.
86%.
Then yes. Tell me what happened. Tell me where they are so I can look them up. I'll read them on the air.
You also have the Southern.
No. Tell me the examples of the Republican violence so I can look it up. I'll read them right now on the show. I'll Google them right now. Tell me which ones.
Dylan Roof.
Who?
Dylan Roof.
He shot President Trump. That's not MAGA. That's not right-wing guy.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He shot President Trump, who's the Republican president. No, I'm sorry. No, I asked for an example of the Republican violence.
Are you going to hang up on me?
No.
And try to
No. We're almost. Hold on. No. I'm not going to hang up on you. I'm not going to hang up on you.
Okay. Let me finish explaining myself. The thing is, most of these attacks are religiously motivated, and they're also racially motivated.
You said they're right-wing attacks by Republicans. So give me, and we've only got a few seconds of the show left. So give me one that I can look up. Dylan Roof shot the Republican president. That's not right-wing violence. That's crazy talk.
No. He shot up a church, a black church.
Oh, Dylan Roof.
Motivated.
Oh, Dylan Roof. Oh, I thought you said Ralph. Dylan Roof. That was his secondary. His primary target was the local university. There were police officers there with guns. So he was afraid. So then he went to the church and shot up the church. That was not a right-wing attack. That was just a crazy guy that wanted to shoot people. All right, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. We're out of time. We'll see you tomorrow, 6 a.m. All right, we're clear. Okay, the radio show's over, but I'm going to continue. Okay, the radio show was ending, so I had to end. I thought you said Ralph. Okay, Roof, his primary target was the university. If you go back, I remember this, and he went to the university. He was going to shoot up the university, the college, and there were armed campus police at the gate. So he went to the church because he didn't want anybody to shoot back. So that was not the church was not even on his target list. Same thing goes with the guy that shot up the gay nightclub in Orlando. He went to Disney World.
The Pulse shooter? The Pulse shooter?
Yeah, that was not his target. Prior to that, he went to Walt Disney World, Disney Springs. He was going to shoot up Disney Springs. There was a concert at the House of Blues there, and they had a heavy police presence. And since there were cops there, he didn't do it. So then he went to the nightclub. No.
You know I don't believe you, right?
Look, everything I said, look it up. I don't care if you believe me or not. What I told you is all true.
Yeah,
I was on the air following these stories when they happened.
The Walmart shooter. What about the Walmart shooter here in Texas? He wanted to shoot up a whole bunch of people because they were
Hold on, let me answer these phones. I don't know about the Walmart shooter, but let me tell you, there's a difference. See, what we're talking about with Charlie Kirk and the ICE shooting in Dallas last week, you're naming random acts of violence. These are politically motivated events. Charlie Kirk was a political assassination. The ICE facility was a political event too. You're taking random acts of violence and trying to make a comparison.
When Obama was president, remember all that hate that happened with Obama?
No.
All these shooters, all these bedroom shooters?
No.
It was all about race.
Like who?
They even denied he was even who? They even denied he was an American citizen.
Who?
They even denied he was an American citizen. I mean, how long did that conspiracy go?
I don't know what you. I don't know why you're getting into
Trump
that. The birth certificate question about. Excuse me.
You're trying to pivot, sir.
Excuse me. The birth certificate question about Barack Obama was not started by Republicans. Do you know who first asked that question and brought it up? First person, bring up Obama's birth certificate. Do you know who the first person was to bring that up? Now
probably Trump.
No. Nope.
Some racist right-winger?
Racist maybe, but not right-winger. No. Hillary Clinton, when she was running in the Democrat primary against Senator Barack Obama in the 2008 presidential race, Hillary Clinton and her campaign were the ones that brought up, where's his birth certificate? Hillary Clinton started that.
Hey, what about that Walmart?
No, we're not talking about the Walmart. No. You brought up the birth certificate. No. You're not going to run off to 12 different things. It wasn't Trump. It wasn't a right-winger. It was Hillary Clinton that brought up the birth certificate.
Kept on going with it.
All right, appreciate the call. The right just kept on. I mean, no. Hillary Clinton brought that up. You know, what you heard, with this study, a lot of these things, this study is nonsense, okay? They contribute a lot of things to right wing that are not. Okay, Dylan Roof, I explained that one. The nightclub shooter, I explained that one. What about the Fort Hood shooter? Where did they put him on that? If you remember the Fort Hood shooting, when that first happened, remember that? Nidal Hassan, he was an Army major, he shot up Fort Hood. That Obama was president, and there was a big controversy with that. You remember this? The Department of Homeland Security, Obama's Department of Homeland Security had recorded the Fort Hood shooting as workplace violence. Remember that? Not terrorism, because they didn't want to have an act of terrorism on the books when Obama was president. They got busted on it. So what I'm telling you is Democrats alter the records and the statistics. What you're finding with this thing, 80% are right wing. It's like the crime stats that were manipulated in D.C. and these other cities. They manipulate the stats or just make them up. Like I remember Bill Clinton got caught doing this. Sandy Berger, remember he went to the National Archives after 9/11 because he had a security clearance, and he stole documents from the National Archives that were the only documents about Clinton's knowledge and actions with bin Laden. They were trying to change the historical record. So this study that the Justice Department took down, that they keep talking about, like the Fort Hood shooting, is filled with a bunch of fairy tales and make-believe, okay? But also because of that, they're doing this equivalency between everyday sicko criminals and political assassinations and political actions, right? And they're two totally different things. But if you were to go through like I did with this caller that I just had, these different incidents, you would find that it's going to fall apart real quick. They have some percentages they like to talk about, but when you get down to the details of these incidents, are they really right-wing people? Look, they tell us their whole definition of what a right-winger is out of whack. They tell us that like the skinheads and stuff are right-wing, right? Oh, there's right-wingers in the, so no. And it'll fall apart each and every time for them. Now, guys, I want to remind you that if you're new, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you're already subscribed, do me the favor of liking the video. I wanted to share this with you guys. I didn't get a chance to get to this on the radio show. I made a reference to it. But look at this. This is NBC News. U.S. preparing options for military strikes on drug targets inside Venezuela. Isn't that about time? You know, this war on drugs has been just a slogan, right? And now they're actually doing it. Look at this. U.S. military officials are drawing up options to target drug traffickers inside Venezuela and strikes within that country's borders. And these attacks could begin in a matter of weeks, 4 sources have told NBC News. And, you know, what I'm wondering is this got something to do with Pete Hegseth bringing all the generals and admirals to Washington, our military commanders. Now, President Trump said over the weekend he's going to be at this meeting. It's no big deal. And I'm wondering, are we seeing a change in our global military mission, right? We have our military forces spread out all over the world, but here in our own hemisphere, which is North and South America, what are we doing, right? Nothing. And we've seen them take out the drug boats. We see this. They've been the Marines have been doing training in Puerto Rico. It's been reported the last couple of weeks, planning for this exact thing that NBC is reporting. And I'm wondering, are they bringing the generals and the admirals by all of the commanders from around the world, because the mission of the United States military is completely changing to take care of problems we have at home. And I got to tell you that we'll find out soon. But out of everything, that seems to make the most sense to me. What do you guys think? You know, I mean, this, you know, these drug cartels, they've been talking about the war on drugs forever. And the only other time there was action taken is when Bush 1 invaded Panama and got Noriega. And that was part of the war on drugs because he was drug trafficking, right? You know, there's probably more involved in it too, but he was drug trafficking Noriega. And that was a long time ago, right? Early, you know, that was in the 80s. Late, was that, when did we go into, was that like 89 we went into Panama? 89-ish? Seems to me 89 popped in my head when I just said it. So, you know, first answer is usually right when you're doing that multiple choice, right? But this is some serious action. And I can't believe that it's just for nothing that they're bringing all the generals and admirals worldwide to Washington. Maybe it is. Maybe President Trump and Pete Hegseth just want a photo in front of our newly renamed War Department. Who knows? But there's definitely a change in military priorities. 1990 was Panama. I was close. There's definitely a change in our priorities when you look at what they're using and training the military for right now. And it's about time, because the biggest threat to us is not Russia or even China. I mean, they're threats to other countries, but our biggest threat is the cartels. All right, listen, guys, thanks for tuning in. My name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure you subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, please do me the favor of liking the video and sharing on your social media if you don't mind. If you could bring some of your friends to the channel,